about that, guys. Penny, can we do that again? We'll do it again, okay? That never happened. Thank you. It never happened. Alright. Gonna prank. But anyway, everyone, hello there. Welcome to the stream. Welcome. Hello. When you look up high, you'll see the sky. SORACHI SKYE from Project Caleb, here to carry your world and bring you smile. Welcome to the stream, everyone. Welcome. Hello. How are you guys? Did you guys manage to get lunch? Did you guys have lunch? Do you have popcorns beside you? Are you ready to sleep? Or are you just here for Percy Jackson? Because seriously, base. Alright. But anyway, hello there, Reto-san, Ikage, Fitzy, Zui, Ethan, Smiling. Welcome to the show, welcome. So, today, the book that Sky will be reading is known as Percy Jackson, Chalice? Guys, how do we pronounce this? Chalice, wait, let me Google it. Let's ask Mr. Google. Chalice? Oh, Chalice! Okay. I got it. Chalice, yes. Percy Jackson, the Chalice of the Gods. It is the newest book in the Percy Jackson series. Not gonna lie, I first thought the Percy Jackson series already finished with the 5th book, but apparently there's gonna be 3 more books. If you guys wondering why 3, this is just a speculation, by the way. Sky haven't read any news of it, but I speculated there's gonna be like 2 more new Percy Jackson books. You guys will know later why I say this. It'll say in the book later on. So I'm very excited to read this to everyone. So I hope you guys really like to hear Percy with Loli's voice. I'm sorry guys, but I don't know how to do an 18-year-old teenager's voice, okay? This is my actual voice, so I don't know how to do. I cannot. I don't have the Adam's apple, so I cannot make his voice sound very sexy and very cool and skater-like-ish. I don't know how they sound like, but I guess there is a kind of way they speak. So you guys have to just bear with Percy in the loli voice, yes. It's just Elder Percy. Hello there, Coffee. Welcome to the stream, welcome. Takes me back. Oh yeah, totally. Takes guys back too. It's been like let me count. How many years has it been? It's been like 8 years, I think. Maybe, yeah, it's been 8 years since the last time I read the Heroes of Olympus series. I mean the recent one is the Magnus Chase, but after getting into Human University, I never really had the time to read it. No matter how much I intended to read the book and bring the book in college to my apartment and stuff, I never read the book. There's no time. But now I will make time to read this for you guys. This is totally not my excuse to read to you guys, okay? It is not. I mean, but it's basically like two birds with one stone, so might as well take it, right? But anyway, yes, we're gonna be reading this book. Today we're gonna be reading about at least 10 chapters, okay guys? Yeah, I don't think I can read all this in one night. I'm a slow reader, so you guys have to bear with me with my slowness, alright? Yes. Okay, everyone, get your blanket, be comfy, and I hope... Oh yeah, by the way, is my voice okay? Is it loud enough? Is it clear enough? Or is it screeching? Is it again? Not reading until the end in one go, Sag. I can't, bruh. I'm gonna lose my voice at that rate. Hello. Okay, is my voice okay? A what? Yeah? Okay, I hope you guys I hope you guys are comfy. Oh yeah, I also added some soundtrack for each chapter, so I hope you guys appreciate my choices of music. Although I don't know whether it's good or not because I haven't tried it. Sky just searched for the soundtrack, but I hope it's I'm trying my best. But anyways, okay, so Percy Jackson, the what is it? Chalice? Chalice? Oh god damn, I already forgot how to pronounce that. I need to leave these up. Okay, Chalice. Chalice. Percy Jackson, the Chalice of the Gods. The 6th edition of the series. Please hear my voice, thou. Hello there, Maggie Loon. Welcome to the stream. Welcome. Jealous? Wait, now that you mentioned it, it does sound a bit like jealous. Is it jealous? It's Chalice. Okay, Chalice. Chalice, guys. Chalice. Okay. Sorry for my accent. It's a bit small, yeah. And this is what Percy is gonna sound like. So you guys better get used to it, okay? If you imagine him with sexy, cool, gruff voices, cater age kind of vibe, please. This is not the stream because this stream, Percy is gonna have a loli's voice. Percy is gonna have a small, excitable voice for real, with lots of sass. I'll try to bring up the sass. But anyways, okay, chapter 1. I get flushed. Talk about the I get flushed. Alright, that is the chapter. That is the title, by the way. I get flushed. Story of my life. Or story of your life, chat. Because you guys always got rained by me. But anyways. Adi! Jump. Yeah, I was ready for race. What happened? Ala kentut lah. Setan. Jump. Where's the music? ちょっとね Music どこですか? Okay. Oh yeah, I closed everything just now. Okay. I haven't read the book yet, but I did scan it a little bit to choose the right music for certain vibes, you know? I don't know whether it really fit because I didn't really read it yet. Your voice is the music. Aduh. Yelah, kita sambung. Okay, chapter 1. I get flushed. Look, I didn't want to be a high school senior. I was hoping my dad could write me a note. Dear whoever, please excuse Percy Jackson from school forever and just give him the diploma. Thanks, Poseidon. I figured I'd earned that much after battling gods and monsters since I was 12 years old. I'd saved the world like what, 3 times? 4? I've lost count. You don't need the details. I'm not sure I even remember them at this point. Maybe you're thinking, but whoa, you're the son of the great god. That must be amazing. Honest truth, most of the time, being a demigod blows chunks. Anybody who tells you different is trying to recruit you for a quest. So there I was, stumbling down the hallway on my first morning of classes at a new high school again, after losing my entire junior year because of magical amnesia, don't ask. My textbooks were spilling out of my arms and I had no idea where to find my 3rd period English class. Math and biology had already melted my brains. I wasn't sure how I was going to make it to the end of the day. Then a voice crackled over the loudspeaker. Percy Jackson, please report to the counselor's office. At least none of the other students knew me yet. Nobody looked at me and laughed. I just turned all casual-like and meandered back toward the administration wing. Alternative High is housed in a former elementary school in Queens. That means kitty-sized desks and no lockers, so you have to carry all your stuff from class to class. Down every hall, I could find cheery reminders of the school's former childhood. Smudge of finger paint on the walls, Unicorn stickers spilling off the fire extinguishers, the occasional ghostly whiff of fruit juice, and graham crackers. AHS takes not anybody who needs to finish their high school career. It doesn't matter if you are coming back from juvie or have severe learning differences or happens to be a damn god with really bad luck. It is also the only school in New York area that would admit me for my senior year and help me make up all the course credit I lost as a junior. On the bright side, it has a slim team and an Olympic-sized pool. No idea why. So my stepdad, Paul Bluefish, thought it might be a good fit for me. I promised him I tried. I'd also promised my girlfriend, Annabeth. The plan was that I graduate on time so we could go to college together. I didn't want to disappoint her. The idea of her going off to California without me kept me up at night. I found the counselor's office in what must have once been the school infirmary. I deduced that from the painting on the wall of a sad purple frog with a thermometer in its mouth. Mr. Jackson, come in! The guidance counselor came around her desk ready to shake my hand. Then she realized I had 6,000 pounds of textbook in my arms. Oh, just put those down anywhere, she said. Please, have a seat. She gestured to a blue plastic chair about a foot too low for me. Sitting in it, I was eye level with a jar of Jolly Ranchers on her desk. So, the counselor beamed at me from her comfy-looking adult-sized chair. Her bottle-thick glasses made her eyes swim. Her gray hair was curled into scalloped rows that reminded me of an oyster bed. How are you settling in? The chair's a little short. I mean, at school. Well, I've only had 2 classes. Have you started on your college application? I just got here. Exactly! We're already behind! I glanced at the purple frog who looked as miserable as I felt. Look, miss, call me Eudora, she said cheerfully. Now, let's see what brochures we have. I think I pronounced brochure? She rummaged through her desk. Polytech Bunyu Asufu? No. I wanted her to stop. My temples were throbbing. My ADHD was spinning around under my skin like billiards balls. I couldn't think about college today. Ma'am, I appreciate your help, I said. But really, I've kind of already got a plan. If I can just get through this year. Yes! New Rome University, she said, still digging through her desk drawer. But the mortal counselor doesn't seem to have a brochure. Brochure? God dang it. My ears popped. I tasted salt water in the back of my throat. The mortal counselor? My hand drifted towards the pocket of my jeans, where I kept my favorite weapon, a deadly ballpoint pen. This wouldn't have been the first time I had to defend myself from an attack at school. You'd be amazed how many teachers, administrators, and other school staffs are monsters in disguise. Or maybe you wouldn't be amazed. Who are you? I asked. She sat up and smiled. I told you, I'm Eudora. I studied her more closely. Her curled hair was in fact a bed of oyster. Huh? Her dress shimmered like a jellyfish membrane. Huh? It's weird how the mist works. Even for demigods, who see supernatural stuff all the time, you have to concentrate to pierce the barrier between the human world and the godly one. Otherwise, the mist just kind of plaster over what you see, making ogres look like pedestrians or a giant dragon look like the end train. And believe me, it's embarrassing trying to board a dragon when one rampages into the Astoria Boulevard station. No, I do not know what that is. What did you do with the regular counselor? I asked. Eudora waved her hand dismissively. Oh, don't worry about her. She couldn't help you with New Rome. That's why I'm here. Something about her tone made me feel not reassured. Exactly, but at least not personally threatened. Maybe she only ate other guidance counselors? Her presence felt familiar too. The salty tingle in my nostrils, the pressure in my ears as if I were 1,000 feet underwater. I realized I encountered someone like her before. When I was 12 years old, at the bottom of the Mississippi's river. You're a sea spirit! A narrate! Whatever you're called! Eudora chuckled. Yes, of course. Percy, did you think I was a dryad? So, my father sent you? She raised an eyebrow as if she was starting to worry I might be a bit slow on the uptake. Really? I get that look a lot. Yes, dear. Poseidon, your father, my boss. Now, I'm sorry I can't find the brochure, but I know you'll need all the usual humans requirements for New Rome University, test score, official transcripts, and an up-to-date physical educational evaluation. Those aren't a problem. They aren't? After all I've been through, it might have been too early to judge on that last one. But you'll also need a few, special entry requirements. The taste of salt water got sharper in my mouth. What special requirements? Has anyone talked to you about divine recommendation letters? She looked like she really wanted the answer to be yes. No, I said. She fiddled with her jar of Jolly Ranchers. I see. Well, you'll need 3 letters from 3 different gods, but I'm sure for a demigod of your talents. What? What? Eudora flinched. Or we could look at some backup schools. Kus Community College is very nice. Are you kidding me? The narrate's face started to glisten. Rivulets of salt water trickled from her oyster bed hair. I felt bad about getting angry. This wasn't her fault. I knew she was only trying to help me because my dad had ordered her to. Still, it wasn't the kind of news I wanted to deal with on a Monday morning, or like ever. I steadied my breathing. Sorry, it's just I need to get into New Rome. I've done a lot of stuff for the gods over the years. Can I just like email them a recommendation form? Eudora's eyebrows nodded. Her dress was now sloshing out sheets of seawater. A pool of it spread across the green tile floor, seeping ever closer to my textbooks. Ugh. I have to do new quests, don't I? Browser Sky. Okay, browser. Too late for that, but thank you. Well, dear, the college admission process is always challenging, but I'm here to help. How about this? I said. If my father really wants to help, maybe he should explain this to me himself rather than sending you here to break the bad news. Oh, well, that would be, out of character, I agreed. Something buzzed in Eudora's hairdo. Shall do? Making her jump. I wondered if maybe she's gotten an electric eel stuck in her oyster bed, but then she plucked out one of the shells. Excuse me, I have to take this. She put the shell on her ear. Hello? Oh, yes, sir. Yes, I understand. Of course, right away. She set the shell on the desk and stared at it, as if afraid it might ring again. Dad? She tried for a smile. The saltwater lake was still spreading across the office floor, soaking my textbooks, seeping through my shoes. He thinks you might be right. He'll explain this to you in person. She said in person the way most teachers said in detention. I tried to act cool, like I had won an argument, but my dad and I hadn't talked in a while. He usually only brought me to his underwater palace when the war was about to start. I was hoping maybe he'd give me a week or so to settle in at school before he summoned me. Great, so I can go back to class? Oh no, dear, he means now. Around my feet, the water swirled into a whirlpool, the tiles began to crack and dissolve. Oh, but don't worry, we'll meet again. The floor dropped out from under my chair and I plunged into a jarring maelstrom with a thunderous flash! Well, now you know where that I got flush come from, huh? Yeah, that was chapter 1, everyone. Now you know why I think it was, why I think there's gonna be 3 books, yeah? Yeah. Okay. Chapter 2. My dad helps out. No actual helping occurs. You know... Wait. You know you've been a demigod too long when you're flushed out of your school straight into the Atlantic Ocean and you're not even surprised? I didn't even try to fight the current. I could breathe underwater, so that wasn't an issue. I just sat in my blue plastic chair and rocketed through Poseidon's private plumbing system, powered by a 5 billion gallon tsunami. Faster than you could say, well, that sucks. I erupted from the seafloor like I've been coughed up by a mollusk. As the sand cloud around me settled, I tried to get my bearings. My nautical senses told me I was about 40 miles southeast of the Long Island coast, 200 feet down. No big deal for a son of Poseidon, but kids, don't try this at home. 100 yards in front of me, the continental shelf dropped into darkness, and right on the precipice stood a glittering palace, Poseidon's summer villa. Ah, as usual, my dad was remodeling. I guess when you're immortal, you get tired of having the same crib for centuries. Poseidon always seems to be gutting, renovating, or expanding. It helped that when it came to undersea building projects, he had pretty much infinite power and free labor. A pair of blue whales was towing a marble column the size of an apartment building. Hammers had sharks leather gouged between rows of coral brickwork with their fins and... cephalofoils. How does Percy know such difficult words? Hundreds of merfolks darted here and there, all wearing bright yellow hard hats that matched their lamp-like eyes. A couple of them waved at me as I sped through the worksite. A dolphin in a reflective safety vest gave me a high five. I found my dad standing by a half-constructed infinity pool that looked over the abyss of the Housden Canyon. I wasn't sure what the point of the infinity pool was when you were already on the water, but I knew better than to ask. My dad was pretty chill most of the time, but he didn't want to question his stylistic choices. His clothes, for instance. Some of the Greek gods I met liked to morph their appearances on a daily basis. They could do that, being, gods. But Poseidon seems to have settled on the look that worked for him, even if it didn't work for anyone else. Today he wore rumpled cargo shorts that matched his Crocs and socks. His camp shirt looked like it had been targeted in a paintball war between Team Purple and Team Hello Kitty. His fishing cap was framed with spinnerbait lures. In his hand, a celestial bronze trident thrummed with power, making the water boil around its wicked points. With his athletic frame, dark trimmed beard, and curly salt and pepper hair, you'd think he was maybe 45 until he turned to smile at you. Then you noticed the weathered lines of his face, like a well-worn mountainside, and the deep melancholy green of his eyes. And you could appreciate that this guy was older than most nations, powerful, ancient, and weighed down by a lot more than water pressure. Wow, Percy, since when did you become so poetic? Wow. That's a lot of description. He's pretty good at this. Probably because after 5 books, Percy would be good at describing, huh?
Percy!
Let me...
Percy!
Wait.
Percy!
Hey!
We have deep...
We have deep conversation like that. Pretty deep. His smile tightened.
How's the new school?
I bit back the urge to point out that I only made it through 2 classes before getting flushed into the sea. So far it's okay. I must not have sounded convincing because my dad furrowed his bushy eyebrows. I imagined storm clouds forming along the Atlantic coast to boost rocking in angry swells.
If it's not up to snuff, I'd be happy to send a tidal wave.
No, it's cool, I said hastily. So, about these college rec letters? Poseidon sighed.
Yes, Eudora volunteered to counsel you. She's the narrator of Gift from the Sea, you understand, loves helping people, but perhaps she should have waited a bit before breaking the news.
In other words, now he had to do it, and he didn't like that. If you've concluded that Poseidon is a hands-off type of parent, you win the chicken dinner reward. I didn't even meet him until I was in middle school, when, purely by coincidence, he needed something from me. You know how it is. But we get along okay now. I know he loves me in his own way. It's just hard for gods to be close to their mortal offspring. We demigods don't live long compared to the gods. To them, we're sort of like girls who get killed a lot. Plus, Poseidon had a lot of other stuff going on, ruling the ocean, dealing with oil spills, hurricanes, and cranky sea monster, remodeling his mansions. I just want to get into New Rome University. Isn't there any way you can... I wiggled my fingers trying to indicate godlike magic that could make problems disappear. Not that I ever seen such a thing. Gods are much better at magically creating problems and making them go away. Sassy at it again. Poseidon combed his mustache with the tip of his trident. How he did that without cutting his face, I don't know.
Unfortunately, those recommendation letters are the best I could do. They are the only way the Olympian Council will let you work off your debt.
Communicating underwater is complicated. I was partly translating his word from whale song hums and clicks and partly hearing his voice telepathically in my head, so I wasn't sure I understood him. I haven't got any student debt. I haven't even been accepted yet.
Not student debt. This is the debt you owe for existing.
What? My heart sank. You mean for being a child of one of the big 3? Your kid? Poseidon gazed at the distance as if he just noticed something interesting in the abyss. I half expected him to shout, "Look, shiny!" and then disappear while my head was turned. About 70 years ago, the big 3 gods, Zeus, Poseidon, and Hades, made a pact not to sire any more demigod children. We were too powerful and unpredictable. Unpredictable. Okay, guys, unpredictable. We tended to start major wars, instigated natural disaster, create bad sitcoms, whatever. Being gods, the big 3 still found ways to break the pact and not get in trouble. Instead, it was us demigods kids who suffered. Like always. I thought we'd moved past this. I helped you guys fight the Titans.
I know.
And Gaia and the Giants.
I know.
And
my son.
The edge of his voice told me it would be best to stop listing my greatest hits.
If it were up to me, I would waive these ridiculous requirements altogether. Alas, someone,
he glanced up, someone being code for my unreasonable brother
Zeus.
Oh wait, that was his voice? Oops.
Is a stickler for rules. You were never supposed to be born, so you are technically ineligible for New Rome University.
I couldn't believe this. Also, I could totally believe this. Just when I thought I might catch a break, I didn't. The Olympian god seems to think I was a personal kickball. I relaxed my jaw to keep from grinding my teeth. So, 3 recommendation letter? Poseidon brightened.
Zeus wanted it to be 25. I talked him down to 3.
He looked like he was waiting for something. What he was waiting for, who knows? Thank you. I don't suppose you could write one for me?
I'm your father. I would be biased.
Yeah. We wouldn't want any bias, huh?
I'm glad you understand. To earn each letter, you will have to undertake a new quest. All 3 will have to be completed before the application deadline of the winter solstice. Each time a god writes you a letter recommendation, give it to Eudora and she'll put it in your files.
I tried to think of the gods who might cut me some slack and give me simple quests. I'd helped a lot of immortals over the years. The trick was coming up with some who would remember I had helped them, or even just remembered my name. I guess I can ask Hermes and Artemis?
Oh, you can't go asking the gods. They have to come to you, but don't worry.
Poseidon looked really pleased with himself.
I took the liberty of putting your name on the Olympian quest board.
The what now? Poseidon snapped his fingers and a neon yellow flyer appeared in his hands. It was an ad with my photo and this copy. Percy Jackson will do your quest in exchange for college recommendation letters. God damn, what the fudge? Okay. The bottom of the flyer was cut into little stripes with my home address on each one. The photo looked like it had been taken from inside my bathroom mirror, which raised a whole bunch of disturbing questions. My hair was wet, my eyes were half closed, a toothbrush was sticking out of my mouth. You already posted this, didn't you?
It wasn't a problem, Poseidon assured me. I had my sea sprites put them up all over Mount Olympus too.
I am
So grateful!
His hand settled heavily on my shoulder.
I know, I also know you weren't expecting this extra obstacle, but just think! Once you get into college, you should have a much easier life. Monsters hardly ever attack older demigods. You and your girlfriend, Annabeth. Yes, you and Annabeth will be able to relax and enjoy yourself.
Poseidon straightened.
And now, I think I hear my interior designer calling. We still haven't decided whether the bathroom tile should be seafoam or aquamarine. Wonderful to see you again, Percy. Good luck with the quest.
He thumped the base of his trident against the patio stones. The floor opened and I was flushed right back through the ocean floor without even a plastic chair to sit in. This is my life. Okay, and that was chapter 2. Can Sky just comment on how it is very, very creepy that the picture his dad chose to put on basically the best place to promote a quest in basically the god's realm is when he's just woke up and brushing his tooth in the shower. Can I just comment on how creepy that is? Is this... Man, poor Percy. I mean, Sky shouldn't laugh because this sucks. I mean, like he said, he's done almost everything and what? He needs recommendation because what? He's not supposed to exist? Bro? What? Poseidon? How can... Right, they're gods. It's aesthetic. Aesthetic what? No. I mean, it's a very Percy-ish photo, but hello, creepy, not gonna lie. Also, the kid had to pay for his the recommendation letter, literally. It basically just say, I will do this quest for you if you give me a recommendation letter. That's basically asking like imagine you guys want to go to a university and you need to go on a life-changing journey just for a recommendation letter. Can you imagine that? Just... they're basically asking, alright, I will risk my life to get letters! Woo! This is crazy. This is crazy. You know, if this book was not humorous and Percy is, well, a likable and humorous character in general, it would have been really dark. It would have been like super duper dark. If it was like in an omnipresent perspective, it'll be like, oh, how the world is almost ending. It almost feels as though the whole God's realm is against me, is against Percy. Although he had tried his hardest to stay alive for 18 years, he had defeated the gods, the titans, and the giants, and yet for some reason he is still always being put down as though he is but a worm. Ayo, Dark, he feels like he is but a slave to be used at any time. Ayo! Dark! But good thing Percy is the narration, huh? He's just a boy, Fur. Hello there, Leon. Welcome to the stream. Welcome. Okay. Alright, everyone. Chapter 3. We complain about guests and decorative guards. You have to do what now? Annabeth and I sat in the fire escape outside my bedroom, our feet dangling over 104th Street. Over the past few weeks, as summer wound down, the fire escape had become our happy place. And despite everything that had happened today, I was happy. It's hard to be sad when I'm with Annabeth. I filled her in on my first day at AHS. The classes, the headaches, the unplanned field trip to the bottom of the sea. Annabeth swung her legs, a nervous habit, like she wanted to kick away mosquitoes or pesky wind spirits. That's ridiculous! Maybe I can get my mom to write you a rag? And the best mom was Athena, goddess of wisdom. So a college rag for her probably would have gone a long way. Fortunately, the few times we met, Athena had seized me out with her piercing grey eyes like I was a deep fake. Your mom doesn't like me. Besides, Poseidon was pretty clear. I have to do new quests for 3 gods, and the quests have to come from them. Ugh, that's what I said. Annabeth fixed her gaze on the horizon, like she was looking for a solution way out in Yonkers. The solution come from Yonkers? Well, we'll figure it out. We've been through worse. I loved her confidence, and she was right. We've been through so much together already. It was hard to imagine anything we couldn't face. Occasionally, somebody would ask me if I ever dated anybody besides Annabeth, or if I ever thought about dating someone else. Honestly, the answer is no. Really? Really? When you've helped each other through Tartarus, the deepest and most horrifying place in the universe, and you've come out alive and stronger than you were to begin with, well, that isn't a relationship you could ever reprise or should ever want to. Yeah, okay, so I wasn't even 18 yet. Still, no one knew me better or put up with me more or held me together as much as Annabeth. And I know she would say the same about me, because if I were slacking as a boyfriend, she would let me know real quick. Maybe they'll be small quests, I said hopefully. Like picking up garbage on the highway or Saturday or something. But this is a thing and not a we thing. This is an I thing, not a we thing. I don't want to drag you into it. Hey, she rested her hand on mine. You're not dragging me into anything. I'm going to help you get through high school and into college with me, okay? Whatever it takes. So, you'll write my essays? Nice try. We sit in silence for a minute, our shoulders touching. We were both ADHDs, but I could have stayed like that for hours. Perfectly content, appreciating the way the afternoon sunlight glinted in Annabeth's hair, or the way her pose aligned with mine when we held hands. Her blue t-shirt was emblazoned with the gold letters SODNYC. That sounded like an insult. Sotni? But it was just the name of her new high school. School of Design, New York City. I'd asked her about her first day already. After starting to tell me about her architecture teacher and her first big homework assignment, she abruptly cut herself off with, "It was fine. What about you?" I guess she knew I would have more to tell, more problems to solve, like usual. That didn't seem fair to me, not because she was wrong, but because I didn't want to put her second. The thing about great problem solvers is that they often don't let others help them with their own stuff. I was getting up on my nerves to ask again to make sure no gods or monster had visited her during her day and giving her a quest, when my mom called from inside. "Hey, you two? Want to help with dinner?" "Sure, Sally." Annabeth pulled her legs up and climbed through the window. If there was anyone Annabeth liked helping more than me, it was my mom. When we got to the kitchen, Paul was chopping garlic from the stir fry. He wore an apron one of his students had given him for an end-of-the-year present. The quote on the front read, "A recipe is a story that ends with a good meal. Pat Conroy." Okay. I didn't know who that was. Probably a literary person since Paul taught literature. I like quotes though because I like good meals. But anyways, Annabeth grabbed a knife, dips on the broccoli. Paul grinned at her. His salt and pepper hair had gotten a little longer and curlier over the summer, and he'd taken the shaving only every couple of days, so he looked, as my mom put it, pleasantly roguish. Roguish. I sighed the chopping board to the daughter of Athena, he said with a little bow. "Thank you, kind sir," Annabeth said, equally formal. My mother laughed. "You two are adorable." Paul winked at Mom, then turned at too sweet, diabetes. Then turned to heat up the wok. Oh, they're using a wok? Hey yo, they use Percy Jackson and Sally Jackson using a wok. Very, very basic. Good, very good. Ever since the last spring when Paul had tutored Annabeth in some impossible English project, the two of them had bonded over Shakespeare, of all things. So half the time when they talked to each other, they sounded like they were acting out scenes from Macbeth. Not Macbeth! Not Macbeth! Oh my god, Percy know Macbeth, guys. That I would have thought Oedipus or something, but he chose Macbeth, and Macbeth is a tragedy. But anyways, "Percy," my mom said, "will you set the tables?" She didn't really need to ask since that was my usual job. 5 mismatched pastel-colored plates. I got the blue one always. Paper napkins, forks, glasses, and a pitcher of tap water. Nothing fancy. I appreciated having a simple ritual like this. Something that did not involve monster fighting, divine prophecy, or near-death experiences in the depths of the underworld. Anyways, setting a table for dinner might sound boring to you, but when you have no downtime in your life, like ever, boring starts to sound pretty great. My mom checked the rice cooker, then took a bowl of marinated tofu from the fridge. She hummed as she worked. Some Nirvana song, I think. "Come As You Are," from the glow on her face and the sparkle in her eyes. I could tell she was in a good place. She moved like she was floating or about to burst into some dance moves. It made me smile just seeing her like that. For far too long, she'd been an overstressed, underemployed mom, heartbroken after her short affair with the god of the sea, and constantly worried about me, her demigod child, who's been hounded by monsters since I was old enough to crawl. Now she and Paul had a good life together. And if I felt a little sad about having one foot out the door just when things were getting better, hey, That wasn't my mom's or Paul's fault. They did everything they could to include me. Besides, I wanted to go to college. If I had to choose between being with Annabeth and, well, anything, that was no choice at all. Paul dropped a clove of garlic into the wok, which sizzled and steamed like a sneezing dragon. And yes, I've seen dragons sneeze. It was fire. I think we are ready, milady. Incoming! Annabeth dumped the stir-fry mixture into the oil just as our doorbell rang. I'll get it! I'll get it! I said and ran to let in our fifth for dinner. As soon as I opened the door, Grover Underwood shoved a basket of fruit into my hands. I brought strawberry. Hey, yo! This is a classic base Percy for fur. I brought strawberries. His nose quivered. Is that tofu stir fry? Hello to you too. I love tofu stir fries. Grover throated around me and made a beeline for the kitchen because Grover knows what's good. My best friend had allowed his appearance to go a little wild, which is saying something since he is a satyr. His horns and his curly hair were having a race to see which could be longer or taller. So far, the horns were winning, but not by much. His goatish hindquarters had grown so shaggy he stopped wearing human pants to cover them. What? Though he assured me that humans still saw them as pants through the obscuring magic of the mist. If anyone looked at him strangely, Gobu just said, I can't pronounce this. What is this? Athlesi. What is this? Give me a second. New word. Etiate. S-U-R-E. Athleisure. So it's like athlete and leisure or something. Okay. Athleisure wear. He wore his standard orange Camp Half-Blood shirt and still used specially fitted tennis shoes to cover his cloven feet because hose are noisy and hard for the mist to cover up. I guess the explanation athleisure wear plus tap dancing shoes didn't work so well. My mom hugged Grover and gushed over the basket of strawberries as I put them on the kitchen counter. Oh, they smell wonderful! Perfect desserts! Last crops of the summer, Grover said wistfully. He gave me a sad smile, like he was ruminating about how this had been my last summer at camp as well. Once demigods graduate high school, if we live that long, most of us transition out into a regular world. The thinking is that by then, we are strong enough to fend for ourselves and monsters tend to leave us alone because we're no longer such easy targets. That's the theory, anyways. Now we have to get ready for gourd season. Grover continued with a sigh. Don't get me wrong. I love decorative gourds, but they're not as tasty. My mom patted his shoulder. We'll make sure these berries don't go to waste. The rice cooker chimed just as Paul turned off the burner on the stovetop and gave the steaming wok one last year. Who's hungry? Everything tastes better when you're eating it with people you love. I remember each meal my friends and I shared in the galley on board the Argo too. Even if we were mostly just chewing down on junk food between life and death battles. These days at home, I tried to savor every dinner with my mom and Paul. I spent most of my childhood moving from boarding school to boarding school, so I never had the whole family dinner thing growing up. The few times I was home, back when my mom was married to smelly Gabe Ugliano, supper together had never been appealing. The only thing worse than Gabe stinks was the way he chewed with his mouth open. My mom did her best. Everything she did was to protect me, including living with Gabi, who's staged through monsters off my trail. But still, you know, my rough past just made me appreciate these times even more. We talked about my mom writing. After years of dreaming and struggling, her first novel was going to be published in the spring. She hadn't made much money on the deal, but hey, a publisher had actually paid her for her writing. She was presently wavering between elation and extreme anxiety about what would happen when her book came out. We also talked about Grover's work on the Council of Cloven Elders, sending satyrs all over the world to check out catastrophes in the wilderness. The council had no shortage of problems to deal with these days. Finally, I filled in Grover about my first day at school and the 3 recommendation letters I was supposed to get from the gods. A look of panic flashed across his face, but he suppressed it quickly. He sat up straighter and brushed some rice out of his goatee. Well then, we'll do this quest together. I tried not to show how relieved I was deep down. Grover, you don't have to. Are you kidding? He grinned at Annabeth. A chance to do a quest, just the 3 of us? Like the old time? The 3 Musketeers! The Powerpuff Girls! Shrek, Fiona, and Donkey! Wait a minute. I'm fine with this. Paul raised his glass. The monsters will never know what hit them. Just be careful, you 3. Oh, it'll be fine, Grover said, though his left eye twitched. Besides, it always takes a while for word to get around among the gods. We've probably got weeks before the first quest comes in. And that is chapter 3, guys. By the way, the one that says Powerpuff Girls is Annabeth, Shrek, Fiona, and Donkey is Percy. Hey, Percy is one of the chat. Single brain cell, for real. Shrek, you guys like Shrek so much. Percy will clearly join you guys. Percy is one of us. And Annabeth is one of Sky's. I take Annabeth then, because Sky always say Powerpuff Girls, especially with the new talent will be green. Michael High or my partner will be green and I'm blue. Yeah, Powerpuff Girls. You guys can have Percy, I guess. I guess he's as unhinged as you guys. Anyways, chapter 4. Alright, chapter 4. I take a himbo for smoothies. The first quest arrived the next day. At least I gotten through all my classes this time. I survived math, I kept my eyes open through English, had a nap in the study halls, favorite class ever, and got to meet the swim team in 7th period. The coach said our first swim meet would be on Thursday. No problem, as long as I remember not to breathe underwater, swim at March 5, or, you know, like come out of the pool totally dry. Those things tended to get me at strange looks. I wonder why. It wasn't until I was on my way to meet Annabeth and Grover at Himbo Juice after school that I got accosted by a god. I was sitting on the F train when someone's shadow fell over me. May I join you? I knew instantly I was in trouble. God dang it. Nobody talks on the subway if they can avoid it, especially to people they don't know. No one ever asks if they can join you. They just wedge themselves into whatever seats is available. And besides, the car was almost empty. What the heck is that title? I know. It is what it is. The guy in front of me looked like he was about 20. He had short cropped black hair, large brown eyes, and coppery skin. He was dressed in ripped jeans and skin-tight black tee and various bits of gold. Rings, earrings, necklace, nose ring, wrist bagels. Even the laces of his shoe glittered gold. He looked like he just stepped out of an ad for some Madison Avenue boutique. Buy your jewelries and you will look like this dude. I caught a whiff of collagen. Something between clove and cinnamon. It made my eyes water. He said something again. What? I asked. He gestured to the seat next to me. Oh, thank you. He plopped down in the cloud of too sweet smelling fragrance and looked around the train at the 6 other riders. He snapped his fingers like he was calling a dog and all the people froze. Not that you could really tell any difference, really. So, he spread his manicured fingers on his kneecaps and smiled sideways at me. Percy Jackson, this is so nice. Which god are you? He pouted. He pouted! A god pouted! What? What makes you think I'm a god? Lucky guess, I guess. Huh. And I went to all this trouble to blend in. I even put on clothes. I appreciate the effort. Really? Well, you've ruined my big reveal. I am Ganymede, beloved cupbearer to Zeus. What? Ganymede? Ganymede? Let me. Hey, shh. Pronounce. Okay, Ganymede. Alright, I was correct then the first time. Ganymede. No, Ganymede. Alright. Where were we? Where was I? Okay, here it is. Well, you've ruined my big reveal. I am Ganymede, beloved cupbearer to Zeus, and I need your help. What say you, Percy Jackson? The train came screeching into my stop. Annabeth and Grover would be waiting. Do you like himbo juice? I asked the god. I'd had all kinds of meeting with gods before, but this was the first time I'd ever taken one to a smoothie bar. The place was packed. Fortunately, Annabeth and Grover had scored our usual booth in the corner. Annabeth waved me over, then frowned when he saw the golden guy trailing behind me. We already put our orders already. We put in our orders already. Sometimes Skye be like leading. Gomen. We put in our order already, she said as she slipped into the seat across from them. I didn't know you were bringing a friend. Order for Grabber, said the server at the counter. Like most of the dudes who worked at Himbo Juice, might I repeat. He was huge and ripped and wearing a tank top, and his smile was blindingly white. I got a Fiji Froyo, a salty sailor, and a golden eagle. An eagle? Where? Shrieked Ganymede, trying his best to hide under the table. Annabeth and Grover exchanged a confused look. I'll get the drinks, Grover said as he jogged over to the counter. The golden eagle is just a smoothie, Annabeth told Ganymede, who was still hunched over and quivering. Ayo! Chotto matte, nande? Isn't this number 4? Are they? There you go. Shala. Okay. I was like, hey, BGM doko. Okay, where are we? Cautiously, the ghost straightened up. I have some unresolved trauma about eagles. Oh, you must be Ganymede. A Ganymede, Annabeth guessed. The god frowned. He looked down at his shirt. Am I wearing a name tag? How did you know that? Well, you're gorgeous, Annabeth said. That seems to cheer up the god, though it didn't do much for my mood. The sheer audacity! Thank you, he said. And Ganymede was supposed to be the most beautiful of the gods. Annabeth continued. Along with Aphrodite, of course. Ganymede bobbed his head like he was awaiting the comparison. I suppose I'll allow it. You used to be mortal, she went on. You were so beautiful that Zeus turned into an eagle and snatched you away, brought you to Olympus. Ganymede flinched. Yes, long ago, but it still stings. Grover reappeared with a tray of smoothie. I got you a Misty Mead, he told Ganymede. Hope that's okay. What did I miss? He's a god, I said. I know that. He's Ganymede. How did you? Ganymede stopped himself. Oh, never mind. We were just about to hear why Ganymede came to find me, I said. Grover passed around the smoothies. Salty sailor for me, of course, obviously. Just a hint of salted caramel with apples and bananas. The Fiji froyo was Grover's. The golden eagle was Annabeth. Turmeric, ginger, coconut milk, and a bunch of brain food type stuff. As if she needed any help in that department. Ganymede thoughtfully stirred his mighty mead, occasionally eyeing Annabeth's smoothie like it might grow claws and snatch him into the heavens. I saw your ad on the bulletin board, he began. It also seemed too good to be true. Thanks, I guess. And all I have to do to reward you is to write a letter of recommendation? I bit my tongue to keep from asking several comments. To keep from making several comments. Tips are appreciated, I want to say. Actually, our search pricing is in effect, I want to say. That's the deal. And what is it I have to do? I said. Wait. Annabeth and Grover corrected me in unison. Ganymede squeaked his straw in his smoothie lid. I hated that sound. I have to be sure this is complete discreet, he said, dropping his voice and peering around nervously. Even though none of the other patrons were paying us any attention. You cannot tell anyone else. Is that understood? Discreet is what we do, said Grover, who had once blindly dive-bombed Medusa in a pair of flying shoes while screaming at the top of his lungs. But we don't just do it. Ganymede sat up a little straighter. How much do you know about my responsibility on Mount Olympus? You're the cupbearer of the gods, Annabeth said. Must be sweet. Must be a sweet job. Grover said dreamily. Immortality, godly power, and you just have to serve drinks? Ganymede scowled. It's a horrible job. Yeah, must be horrible. Grover nodded. All that drink pouring. When it was just a feast, Ganymede said. That was one thing, but now 90% of my orders are deliveries. Ares wants his neck delivered on the battlefield. Aphrodite wants her usual with extra crushed ice, and 2 maraschino's cherries delivered to a sauna in Hell's Chickens in 15 minutes or less. Hephaestus, don't get me started on Hephaestus. This gig economy is killing me. Okay, so how can we help? I was afraid he'd subcontracted his delivery business to me and I end up bearing cups all over the world. My most important symbol of office, Ganymede said. Can you guess what it is? I figured it must be a trick question. Since you're cupbearer of the gods, I'm going to guess a cup? Not just any cup, Ganymede cried. The Chalice of the gods. Did I pronounce that right? Chalice? Chalice, god damn it. Okay, again. Where were we? Not just any cup, Ganymede cried. The chalice of the gods, the goblet of ultimate flavor, the only cup worthy of Zeus himself. And now, oh, it's missing, isn't it? Annabeth said. Not missing, said Ganymede miserably. My cup has been stolen. Gods! And that is chapter 4, everyone. That is chapter 4, Minasan. Now we're going to chapter 5. So, you know, even though you type it, it's not like I can, like, I still need to know how it sounds like. Chalice. I have to remember it sounds almost like Chalice. Aduh! So Ganymede is the prettiest god. Okay, I see prettier than Zeus. Gosh. Zeus wanted Ganymede for himself. Interesting. Also, Zeus at it again with the kidnapping. Nothing new. Also, what's wrong with the gods and their tendency to get their stuff stolen? Isn't it like some kind of godly divine artifact? Why are they not... Doesn't this supposed to have like the highest security ever? Why does it always get stolen? I mean, the first book of Lightning Thief, right? Zeus Thunderbolt got stolen. I'm pretty sure that's a skill issue on his part. Because the lightning bolt is his symbol of power and his, well, weapon. And he got it stolen. There's literally only one of it in existence. And he got it stolen. How is he the king of the gods? In this book, at least, in this book. How is he the king? Oh my god. Skill issue, ayo. Bye-bye, Mikage. Oyatsumi. I'm glad my study is able to make you fortuity. Make you ippy. Yeah. Alright, chapter 5. Either Zeus sucks at keeping tabs on his stuff or the thief is godlike. Thief? Nah, Zeus just sucks at keeping his stuff. I can't be EP, I have work soon. Ah, I see. Then keep up the good work, Leon. I hope you'll be here until Sky reaches chapter 10, okay? Yeah, it's been 1 hour and I just reached chapter 5, bruh. Okay, let's go. Chapter 5. Everybody hates Ganymede because he's so pretty. I mean, that's human nature to you guys. Someone who's so pretty will always be will always collect envy. For real, for real. Ganymede put his face in his hand and started to weep. I looked at Annabeth and Grover, who both seemed as unsure as I was about how to comfort a crying god. I patted his shoulder. There, dude. That did not seem to help. Oh, damn. One of the Himbo Juice employees came over, his smile crumbling around the edges. Oh, is the smoothie not okay, sir? I can make you something else. No! Ganymede sniffle. It's just he gestured weakly at our juice trays. I guess I've seen so many cups. It's too soon. It's too soon. The employee flexed his pecs nervously, then made a hasty retreat. You know, Grover said, the kids at Camp Half-Blood makes great arts and craft projects. They could probably fashion you a new goblet. Goblet? The god shook his head. I wouldn't be the same. It wouldn't be the same. Or you could look into single serving cups made from recyclable materials. Grover. At the best you did. He wants his special cup. Why does she sound like a mother? I'm just saying, single serving might be more hygienic. All those gods sipping from the same goblet. You said it was stolen? I interrupted. Do you know who took it? Ganymede scowled. For the first time, I saw godly anger glowing in his eyes. A sign that this guy had more to him than just good looks and bling. I have some ideas, he said. But first, you have to promise that this remains confidential. The goblet makes drinks taste good to the gods. But if a mortal got hold of it, one sip of it will grant them immortality. Suddenly, my salty sailor didn't taste so special. My first thought was about all the random people who might find that cup, take a drink, and become immortal. The evil eye lady who served fish sticks at the AHS cafeteria. The dude who screamed at me to buy ice cream every time I passed by Mr. Happy Treat on First Avenue. The Wall Street broker who always cut in line at the coffee shop and assumed every order was his. Based on my past experience, the last thing this world needed was more gods. My second thought was, why do the gods keep losing their magic item? Hey! Percy thinks just like Sky! Why do the gods keep losing their magic items? It was like a job requirements for them. 1. Become a god. 2. Get a cool magic thing. 3. Lose it. 4. As a demigods to find it. Maybe they just enjoy doing it the way cats like knocking things off table. My next thought, if it's so powerful, why would you trust us to get it back? Ganymede stared at me. I couldn't trust anyone else. You've already turned down immortality once, Percy Jackson. He said this as if I had done something completely inexplicable, like ordering blueberries on a pizza. Blueberries on a pizza? You think that's horrifying? Oh, please, there's durian pizza. If you haven't tasted that yet, you haven't tasted nothing. Although, come to think of it, that could work. And I mean, yes, I did turn down immortality once. Zeus had offered me a minor godship after I saved Mount Olympus from the Titans a few years ago. Certain rules and restrictions may apply, of course, but I've chosen systematic change instead. Basically child support, but who's asking? I asked the gods to stop ignoring the demigods' kids. Turns out that's another way the gods are like cats. They are not so great at learning new tricks. Okay, I told Ganymede. Totally confidential. Totally. And these others? Ganymede gestured to Grover and Annabeth. These others know how to keep a secret. Loose lips are never a good strategy, Annabeth said. Totally. They're my best friends, I said. You can trust them as much as you can trust me. Which, come to think of it, was kind of an open interpretation, but Ganymede relaxed his shoulders. He wiped his tears away with his golden ringed fingers. Fine, he said. I suspect someone on Olympus is trying to embarrass me, make me look bad in front of Zeus. If he finds out I lost my cup... The god shuddered. No, I have to recover it. You have enemies? I asked. It was hard for me to imagine how a drink server of the gods would make people mad. Oh, yes, Ganymede said. Hera for one. She hated me since the day Zeus snatched me up to Olympus. Zeus was always complimenting me. You see how handsome I was, how much I brightened up the palace. It's not my fault I have nicer legs than she does. Oh, Annabeth's grimace. Let's hope it's not Hera. Yeah. No. Ganymede stared at his smoothie. Probably not. She would consider it beneath her. I wasn't so sure about that. If messing with my line wasn't too petty for the Queen of the Gods, I wasn't going to rule out her stealing beverage containers. Hello, Reed! Welcome to the stream! Welcome! Me on the bed listening to Mama Sky? Huh? Who are you calling a curse and a courser? I'm your big sister. Big sister 오네자인데. Hello Z-san. Welcome to the stream. Welcome. Hello Fear Warlock. Welcome to the stream. Welcome. Happy birthday to you yesterday. Hello. I'm kinda thirsty. Now you're making me thirsty. Wait, give me a sec. Cannot accepting of getting older. Same. No. That's different from accepting getting older. That's basically accepting getting married. Okay? Sky not married. Okay? That's basically a whole new commitment that I am not ready to face. Oh my god. Ugh. Imagine being a responsible mother. Sky, responsible mother. Poor child. So yeah, Sky is an Onitsan, okay? Sky is so adorable. No, I'm not adorable. I'm fearsome, okay? Now listen up, kids. I'm continuing the story. We'll at the juicy part here, okay? Alright. Where was I? Where were we? Alright. Mana kita? Lupa dah. Okay. But there are others. Ganymede continued. Everyone on Olympus hates me, really, because I'm a newcomer, an upstart kid made immortal. They call me a gold digger. Can you believe that? I tried not to stare at the 20 pounds of gold he was wearing. I'm trying to be discreet, guys. Let me be. So, you suspect anyone else in particular? He glanced around the shop as if one of the himbos might have been a spy. He gestured for us to lean in. Come. Before I was a cupbearer, there were two other goddesses who had my job. First, Hebe, then Iris. Iris, the messenger goddess. I had met her before. Every demigod calls on her from time to time to send rainbow messages. Our version of video calls, basically. But I also remembered visiting her organic health food store in California. The experience left a patchouli burn in my sinuses that took weeks to clear. Glover slapped his Suji froyo. Iris seems kind of chill to be stealing Chalice. Okay, there, I said it correctly. Perhaps Ganymede frowned, but Hebe, her I didn't know. She had a cabin at camp, one of the newer ones, but she's never been on my quest bingo card before. Sky and responsibility, yeah, you're right. Two things almost impossible to blend in. Sky a good leader, I try my best. The goddess of youth. And the best said, probably noticing that I looked pretty clueless. But Ganymede, you're like eternally young and beautiful. Why would she want to embarrass you? Oh, you don't know her, Ganymede said. In the early days, every time I would serve drinks at the feast table, she'd murder spill it as I walked past her. She's so immature. Grover shrugged. Well, she is the goddess of youth, you know. There is no excuse. She needs to grow up, said the 3,000-year-old 20-something. But we don't care about that. Details, right? Okay. Do you have any proof she took it? Proof. That's what I need you for. Don't you heroes dust for fingertips, analyze DNA samples, that sort of thing? You might be thinking of CSI, but okay, we'll start with Hebe. Then checks Iris. Fine. Ganymede sipped his smoothie. Not bad. Maybe when I get fired and turn back into a mortal, I could work here. You make a great Annabeth! sorry, guys. Okay, serious. You'd make a great himbo, and the best admit it. So how long has your chalice been missing? Getting made pause to think. A century? A century! Do you guys hear that subtle insult? You make a great himbo, getting made. Totally. Or a week? Getting made pinch his nose. I always get those time periods confused. Not long anyways. So far I've been able to fake it with my delivery orders. The other gods kind of expect to go cups with those. But if I don't get my proper Chalice back before the next in-person feast, everyone will notice. I'll be humiliated. When is the next feast? Grover asked. Grover likes feast. I don't know. Ganymede cried. Zeus is unpredictable. He might schedule one in 20 years, or it could be tomorrow. The point is, I need that goblet back before the words get out, okay? He leaned forward, his expression stern. Question those goddesses. See what they know. But don't offend them. And don't say I sent you. And don't give away that my cup was stolen. That'll make it hard to question them. Any idea where these goddesses hang out at the best set? I was bracing myself for him to say the North Pole or Outer Mongolia. If I had to take a leave of absence to go questing across the world, the college recommendation letters wouldn't matter. I'd never graduate high school. They say close to Mount Olympus, he said to my relief. I mean, Manhattan. They should be around here somewhere. He waved vaguely as if the whole Manhattan could possibly be too difficult to search. Do this for me, Percy Jackson, and I will write you a letter. It didn't sound like much of a reward. Then again, usually gods just ask for things and promise nothing in return. Kind of like that bratty kid in the giving tree. Speaking of which, never give that book to a satyr for his birthday, thinking he might like it because it's about a tree. That satyr will cry, and then he will hit you. I speak from experience. I did not regret it though. This recommendation later will be positive, I checked, and you'll actually sign it? A Ganymede frowned. You drive a hard bargain. But very well. Now, away with you before I am undone. He disappeared in a glittering cloud of dust. As usual, with magical happenings, the mortals around us didn't seem to notice anything. Or maybe they just figured he had found the perfect smoothie and ascended to him by enlightenment. Well, I slipped my salty sailor and scanned my companions' faces for any signs of regret. This should be fun. Any ideas where to start? Unfortunately, yeah. But let me finish my drink first. We're going to need our strength. Delicious! Froyo. I don't even know what froyo is. Alright then. That is chapter 5, everyone. We're going to chapter 6 now. Sky could be a demigod. Will we? Sky, what demigod would I be if I were a demigod? I do not accept demigod of Zeus. I will kill you guys. I mean, I will string you on an eagle and let the eagle fly around in the sky for 20 years. Okay. Sky could be a demigod of Hades. What? Hades? Do I look depressing? Of course not. Sorry, Nico lovers. I take it back. Don't kill me. Do I look dark to you? Do I look like the kind who loves to bring people back from the dead? Medusa, rude. Or Ares. What? Ares? Sky Ares? The god of war? God, clearly you guys don't know your mythology. Hades depressed? Nah, he loves his wife though. I take it back. Hades is not depressed. I take it back. Hades, Hades more to melancholy. Yeah, he's more to melancholy. Yeah. He's not depressed. He loves his wife. Even though he got, demigod children. And if the gods got demigod children, you guys basically know what that means, right? If you don't understand what I mean, that means you're still too young for it. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. Yeah? Yeah! Let's go to chapter 6 now. Chapter 6. Alright. Chapter 6. Because licorice. Because licorice. Here's a challenge. Try to do a full day of school. Actually, that could be a whole challenge by itself. But anyways. And then afterward, go on a quest to find the goddess. Knowing that when you get home, if you get home that is, you'll still have a couple of hours of math and science homework to do. I was feeling pretty salty as we headed downtown and it had nothing to do with my salty sailor. God dang it! Crowell brought us straight to Times Square, the noisiest, most crowded, most tourist-infected part of Manhattan. I tried to avoid Times Square as much as possible, which naturally meant that I just kept getting sucked into it. Usually to battle a monster, talk to a god, or hang from a billboard in my boxer short. Long story, guys, don't ask me. Grover stopped at a storefront I would have passed right by. For half a block, all the windows were covered in foil. Usually that means the place is either out of business or super shady. Then I looked up at the enormous electronic sign above the entrance. I might have walked by it a dozen times before, but I'd never paid it any attention. In Times Square, all the flashy jumbo screens kind of blend together. No way, I said. Annabeth shook her head. She really named her place Hebejibi's? Afraid so, Grover sighed. And how did you know about this place? I asked. His cheek flushed. They have great licorice ropes. You can't pass by without smelling them. I couldn't see anything through the window, so I definitely didn't smell anything. Then again, I don't have a sensitive nose for licorice. It's kind of like catnip for goat guys. Serious. It's a candy store then? Annabeth asked. No, more like Grover tilted his head. Actually, it's easier to show you. I wasn't sure traipsing into a goddess lair was the best idea, but Grover pushed through the doors and we followed. Because licorice, I guess. Inside, well, imagine all the cheesiest entertainment centers from the 1990s got together and had a food baby. That was Hebe's Jeebies. Are we in a fight scene? No, we're not. We're starting the journey scene. Yeah, we're in a journey starting scene, guys. Rows of sick balls machines stood ready for action. A dozen Dance Revolution based platforms blinked and flashed, inviting us to boogies. Aisles with every arcade game I've ever heard of and dozens that I hadn't, like the vast, dimly lit warehouse, making the whole place a glowing lady ring. And lady ring is a word I never use lightly, seriously. In the distance, I spotted a candy station with fill your own bag dispensers and huge bins of colorful sweet stuff. On the other side of the warehouse were a cafeteria with picnic tables and stage where robotic iguanas play musical instrument. Huh, like Five Nights at Freddy's, I guess. There was a ball pit the size of a house, a climbing structure that looks like a giant hamster habitat, and a bumper car course, and a ticket exchange station with oversized stuffed animals for prizes. Huh, the whole place smelled of pizza, pretzels, and industrial cleaner. And it was packed with families. Wait, how big is this place? What the fudge? It sounds so big. Percy hit the gritty with the gods. For real though, what the heck? The place sounds so big. Oh, I get it now, said Annabeth, shivering. This place does give me the heebie-jeebies. Oh, so that's the joke. Heebie-jeebies. Oh! Oh my god, I'm so slow. I was like, the jibbies was funny, but then the heebie-jeebies. Sky's so slow. I get it now. Yeah, heebie-jeebies. Her shop is known as heebie-jeebies. Hebe. Her name is Hebe. Hebe. Yeah, Hebe. And then her shop is heebie-jeebies. My god. I've been here a few times. Grover Expressions was a combination of anxiety and hunger, which, come to think of it, was his usual expression. I've never found the other end of the place. I looked at the happy kids running around obliviously and the parents who seemed just as thrilled to play games they probably remember from their old childhoods. Okay, I said, inching back towards the front door. I'm getting strong Lotus Casino vibes in here, like low rent Lotus Casino, but still, I didn't have to explain what I meant. Years ago, we've gotten stuck in a Vegas casino that offered 1,000 reasons to never leave. We just barely escaped. It's not a trap, Grover said. At least I've never had any trouble leaving. These families, they come and go. They don't seem to be stuck in time. He had a point. I didn't spot anybody with bell buttons or 1950s haircuts, which was a good sign. A family walked by, their arms full of stuffed animal prizes, and left the building with no problem. Then, what's the catch? Annabeth asked. There's always a catch. I nodded in agreement. Chew. I'd never walk into an establishment run by a Greek god, monster, or other immortal being that didn't have a nasty downside. The more interesting the place looked, the more dangerous it was. I don't know. Grover admitted. I usually just get liquorized and leave. I keep a low profile, really. He frowned at me as if worried I might do something high profile like burn the place down. Honestly, that kinda hurts. Just because I've been known to burn places down, blow things up, and unleash apocalyptic disaster wherever I go. Okay, yeah, that doesn't mean I'm totally irresponsible, you know. Whatever I just said, okay? And you're sure Hebe is here? I asked. No, but Grover wiggled his shoulder. You know that feeling you get when there's a god around and you can't see them, but you kind of feel like there's a swarm of dung beetles on the back of your neck? Not exactly, I said. Also, said Annabeth, dung beetles is oddly specific. Grover brushed the metaphorical poop bugs off his neck. Anyways, I've got that feeling now. We could ask the staff if Hebe's around if we can find someone. Hello, John Arms. Welcome to the stream. Welcome. This BGM makes Percy sound like he's motivated. Totally. I'm trying to make him super motivated, okay, guys? He's totally motivated for this. Moe gap. Where were we? Okay. What is this? The only thing I know is that you pour down the rain everywhere I go for food. Oh! What did you do, Reed? I think that's because there's karma going on around here. Probably you did something wrong. You just don't want to tell Sky, but Sky knows anyway, so I did that to you. You better look at your good deeds again, young man. You better look back. Okay, let's see. We moved into the arcade. I kept my hands at my side, ready to draw out riptide. This is something I need to search. Reptile, reptide, repeat. Bleh. Pronunciation. Pronoun. Okay, let me see. Oh, riptide. Okay, riptide. Alright. Wait. Reptide. Okay, guys, Reptide. Hopefully, Sky remember. Okay. Where are we? Alright. I kept my hand at my side, ready to draw out Reptide. My pen sword, though there didn't seem to be much of a fight except grade school kids and video games bosses. I half expected the robot iguana bent charges with banjos bayonets, but they just kept playing their program songs. Five Nights at Freddy's reference, ayo. Oh my god, Annabelle said. Stackers! I haven't played that since... Her thought seems to drift away. She's been at Cap Half-Blood since she was 7 years old, so she must have been reliving a really early memory. It makes sense to me that she would like a game where you had to like place one block on top of another. She was all about building and architecture. As we approached the candy station, I felt a pang in my abdomen. Not because I was hungry, but because the smell reminded me so much of my mom's old workplace, Sweets on America. I used to love going there during the summer and watching her help people pick out candies. I guess it was a pretty hard job and it didn't pay much, but my mom never failed to make people smile. They always left happy with just the right mix of treats, which made my mom seem like a superhero to me. Of course, she was still a superhero to me for a lot of reasons, but back when I was 7 or 8, having a mom who was the candy lady felt like the coolest thing ever. She used to bring me free samples when she came home, and this place had all my old favorites: blueberry saltwater taffy, blue sour laces, blue everything. It's amazing my tongue hadn't turned permanently violet. Grover sniffed at the rows of liquorized robes, which came in so many colors. They reminded me of Paul's tie rack. Paul loves wearing funky ties at school. He says it keeps his student awake. Serious, ties? Is it hypnotism in a different word? But anyways, a group of adults walked past giddily and teary-eyed, reminiscing about their favorite treats and games from back in the day. It's a nostalgia crap. It's a nostalgia trap, I realized. This place is selling people their own childhoods. Annabeth nodded. Her gaze drifted around the amusement center like she was scanning for threats. This makes sense, but a lot of places sell nostalgia. It's not necessarily a bad thing. An employee walked past wearing a bright blue heebie-jeebies polo shirt and matching shorts, fussing with a wheel of paper prize tickets. Excuse me, miss? Annabeth touched her arm and the employee jumped. What? She snapped. I realized she was just a kid. She had wavy black hair with pink barrettes, a pouty baby face, and a name tag that read Sparky Manager. She couldn't have been more than 9 years old. Sorry, Sparky took a breath. The token machine is broken again, and I got to get these tickets too. Anyway, can I help? I wonder if the gods had child labor laws for their magical businesses. If so, the goddesses of use apparently didn't believe it them. We're looking for Hebe. Hebe! If this is about the refund for the defective game, it's not. Or the pizza being moldy, it's not. Also yuck. Depends on the mold, Grover murmured. Depends on the mold. We just need to speak to the goddess in charge, Annabeth said. It's kind of urgent. Sparky scowled, then relented. Past the diving cliff, laughed at the hen house. Diving cliff? I asked. Hen house? Asked Grover. She'll be in the karaoke bar. Sparkly wrinkled her nose like this was an unpleasant fact of life. Don't worry, you'll hear it. She hurried off with her wheel on prize tickets. I looked at Annabeth and Grover. Are we really going to search out a karaoke bar, like, on purpose? You can duet with me on Shallow, Annabeth offered. You don't want that, I promised. Oh, I don't know. She pinched my arm lightly. Might be romantic. I'm just going to keep walking, said Grover. Which was probably the wisest choice. We found the diving cliff, a two-story wall of the lake rock where you could jump off into a suspiciously murky pool of water. A couple of kids were doing it on a loop, splashing down, clambering out, and racing back up to the top, while their parents stood nearby, engrossed in a game Space Invader. I am a son of Poseidon, but you couldn't have paid me enough to jump into that pool. Ugh. Any enclosed body of water where little kids have been playing? No thanks, man. Nevertheless, I took note of where the pool was just in case I needed some H2O to throw around, you know? I am a guy of limited talents. If I can't kill it with water, a sword, or sarcasm, I am basically defenseless. I come preloaded with sarcasm. The pen sword is always in my pocket. Now I had access to water, so I was as prepared as I could ever be. Okay. Interesting description of my life, but anyway. We passed the hen house, which I thought might be a nickname for a private event space or something, like where you have hen parties. But no. It was an actual hen house. Right in the middle of the arcade stood a rat shack on stilts, surrounded by a chicken wire fence. On the floor around it, about a dozen hens and some little yellow chicks were packing at feet, chuckling, clucking, and basically being chickens, I guess. Why? I asked. Hebe's sacred animal, Annabelle said. Maybe we should move along. I didn't argue. The chicken were staring at us with their beady black eyes as if thinking, dude, if we were still dinosaurs, we would tear you to pieces. At last, we found the karaoke bar. It was partitioned off from the rest of the amusement center by the set of sliding mahogany doors. But that didn't stop the music from seeping through. Inside, half a dozen tables faced a sad little stage where a squad of old folks belted out a song that sounded vaguely Woodstockish. The stage light pulsed a sickly yellow color. The sound system crackled. That didn't seem to bother the boomers, who threw their arms around one another and waved their canes, their bald heads gleaming as they wailed about peace and sunshine. Can we leave now? Grover asked. Annabeth pointed to a booth against the far wall. Look over there. Sitting in the booth, tapping her feet to the music was a girl about my age. At least that's what she appeared to be, but I could feel that she was a goddess, but because immortals always make themselves a little too flawless when they appear in human form. Perfect complexion, hair always Photoshop ready, clothes far too crisp and colorful for mere mortals. The girl in the booth wore a pink and turquoise mine dress with white go-go boots, but somehow managed to make it look hip and not like a retro Halloween costume. Her hair was a dark beehive swirl. It occurred to me she was channeling a fashion that would remind the boomers of their own childhoods. We approached the booth. Lady Hebe? I asked. I figured that was the safest way to address her. I was guessing her last name wasn't Gibi. Varda! The goddess raised a finger to silence me, her eyes still fixed on the geriatric singers. Don't they seem happy? So young again. The boomers did seem happy. I wasn't sure about young, but maybe young meant something different back in the day. Yeah, I said. We were just wondering. Please sit. The goddess waved her hand and 3 chairs appeared outside of the booth. The Hebe issued one of the most terrifying threats I had ever heard from a god. I'm back, I stole ice cream. Nice. You'll make Percy proud. I'll order us some pizza and we can talk while the old folks sing protest songs. There you go! And that is chapter 6! Okay, we're at the interesting part. Number 7. Big Shorka, guys! I offend a goddess. That is the title. Titane. Is this number 5? Okay.
Let's go.
It was the pizza that got me. I mean, I don't mean with food poisoning. I mean with nostalgia. The cheese slice looked like a triangle of melted bean garnished with 3 set flakes of basils and served on a paper plate limp with grease. I had no intention of eating it, not after Sparky's mold comment, but the smell took me right back to 3rd grade. Wednesdays were pizza days. I remembered the burnt cheese smell in our basement cafeteria, the cracked green plastic chairs, the feverish conversation I used to have with my friends about trading cards, the history teacher who was our lunch monitor, Mr. Christ. No kidding, that was his actual name. We were too scared to ask what his first name was. Gosh. Now, looking at and smelling heebie-jeebies glistening plastic pizza, I felt 8 years old again. Whoa, I said. Hebe smiled as if she knew exactly what I was thinking. Wonderful, isn't it? Feeling young again? Okay, maybe she didn't know exactly what I was thinking. Being a 3rd grader for me had not been wonderful. Neither had the pizza, but it was still a rush, being pulled back in time by nothing but a smell. Grover digged in, devouring his pizza slice, his paper plate, and my napkin. My poor napkin. I had learned to keep my hands away from him when he was in grazing mood, or he might have started gawning on my fingers. Spoken from experience. Annabeth reminded focus on the karaoke boomers. They were now belting out a slow, sad song about where all the flowers had gone. I wanted to shout, I don't know, but why don't you go outside and look for them? But I kept myself quiet. What a fabulous generation, Hebe said, admiring the geriatric singers. Even now, they refuse to accept growing old. She turned to me. And you, Percy Jackson, I assume you've come to ask a favor. Perhaps you're starting to regret turning down immortality? Here we go, I thought. Every time the gods brought up my rejection of Zeus' offer, they treated this as a sign of stupidity. Or worse, as an insult to godkind. I hadn't figured out a great way to explain it to them. Like, maybe if you all promised to claim your demigod children sooner, so your kids weren't living their whole lives not knowing who they were or where they come from, that would be a win for everyone. I don't know. I must have looked like I was about to bust out the sarcasm, but Annabeth intervened, as she always. He made a selfless choice, she said. Because of that, your kids got their own cabin at Camp Cloudlet. You finally got the respect you deserve. Hebe narrowed her eyes. Perhaps, still, Percy Jackson, turning down eternal youth? You can't really want to grow old. Do you understand how terrible that will be? There didn't seem to be the right answer to that. Honestly, I spent most of my life wishing I'd be older. So I could go to college, get out of the target years when monsters were trying to kill me every other day. I didn't want to contradict the goddess though, so I tried carefully answer. I mean, I guess getting older is a part of life. This pizza is great! Grover interrupted, probably in an attempt to save me from god-level Zappage. And the music, he frowned at the boomers. Wait a minute. Are they actually getting younger? He was right. The changes were subtle, but their hair didn't seem to grow to so gray now. Their posture was straighter, their voices sounded more reassured, though still terrible. But anyway, what is this? They come here to remember the old days, he gestured around her. Nostalgia is the doorway back to youth. I'm just showing them how to open it.
A shiver ran across my shoulder. The last thing the world needed was boomers aging backwards. Like, we enjoyed monopolizing the planet so much the first time, we're going to do it again! Oh god, a nightmare. Ugh. That's nice of you. Gerber tried, but from the slight tremor in his voice, I could tell he was not liking this place anymore, no matter how good the liquorized ropes were. Hebe closed her go-go boots at the ankles. She placed her arms across the back of the booth. With her smug expression, she reminded me more of a mafia boss than 1960 teenagers. Is that why you're here then? She asked. You want to know the secret of youth? I imagine none of you really had a childhood, did you? Anyway, always running errands for the gods, fleeing monsters, adulting. Her expression soured as if the word disgusted her. Our skee ball tournament usually saves off a year or two, she continued. Or you can redeem tickets for various elixirs at the reward station. I'll just warn you that if you're looking for something extreme, I don't turn anyone into babies. They do nothing but cry, poop, and throw up. A real childhood magic starts at around 8 years old. Annabelle shifted in her seat. There were no infants in the arcade, no one younger than like 8. Your manager's PERCY stays in the main arcade, Hebe said. I am always the youngest person in any room, you see. Even if it's just by a few months, I can't stand to be out-younged. She brushed away the idea of banishing it from her presence. But I do prefer the teenagers' years. So you hang out in a karaoke bar, I said. Makes sense. She nodded. I made a mental note not to fight her with sarcasm. She was obviously immune. Damn. There goes one of my weapons. Now, she said, if you tell me how young you want to be, I will tell you what it will cost. No, I said. Suddenly the air around us felt colder and oilier than the pizza. No? Asked the goddess. That's not why we're here. Hebe's expression turned from smug to resting goddess face, which was not a good thing. It's never a good thing. Then why are you wasting my infinite time? She asked. We're looking for information, Annabeth said. About the gods. A god. Hypothetically, I don't know. Ganymede, for example, Grover said. I was tempted to shove a napkin dispenser in Grover's mouth, but it was already too late. Hebe stepped forward. Her fingernails were painted day-glow yellow. Now, why would you ask about him? The boomers finished their song, but after a few high-five, they replaced their mics and shuffled off stage. Heading back to the arcade. Typical boomer timing. Have a blast, then leave right before everything goes sideways. What does Percy have with boomers? Leave them alone, they're just living. Grover squirmed under the goddess's gaze. A shred of napkin clung to his goatee like a tiny ghost. We're just conducting a brief opinion survey. He sent you here, the goddess guessed. The longer she sat with us, the younger she looked. If I'd seen her at AHS, I would have pegged her for a sophomore or even a freshman. A very colorful, vindictive-looking freshman. Tell me, why would Ganymede do that? Annabeth held up her hand, trying to show our peaceful intentions. It's not so much that he sent us. He has been acting nervous lately, mused Hebe. But he wouldn't send out a group of heroes unless he lost something. Oh, you can't be serious. He lost the Chalice of the gods. She laughed with such delight.
I started to relax. If she found this funny, maybe that was good. I like delighted goddesses a lot more than angry ones. I shrugged. Well, we can neither confirm nor deny. How wonderful! That upstart little witch is in so much trouble, and he sent you to question me because... All the humor drained from her face. Oh, I see. We just want some background information, I say hastily. We know, like, who might have the reason to, steal the Chalice. The Chalice? Annabeth shook her head. We're not implying. You think I stole it! You came here to accuse me! Not entirely, Grover yelled. I came here for the licorice. Hibby stood, her dress rolled with pink and blue paisley light. Heroes accusing me of theft! The only thing I've ever stolen is time from the face of mortals could enjoy longer lives. I care nothing for that. That usurper's cup. Do you think I will want my old job back waiting tables on Mount Olympus when I have my own affair with all the pizza, karaoke's, and bumper cars I could ever desire? That sounded like another trick question. Stupidly, I tried to answer. You're right. I said, of course that's silly. But maybe, you know, someone else who could have stolen it. Or if you let us look around so we can report back that it definitely isn't here. Enough! She spread her hands. What did you say earlier, Percy Jackson? Getting older is a part of life? Well, perhaps you should start that process over again. Maybe you'll do it right this time and learn some manners. The goddess burst into a summer raven glitters and that knocked me right out of my chair. And that is chapter 7. Yeah, we're at chapter 8, guys. 3 more chapters. Let's go. Let's see what did the goddess do to Percy. Percy getting backseated and growing up, for real though. Not a goddess saying, oh, you don't have a childhood? Well, damn, here, I'm gonna give you a childhood. You know, Sky noticed that Percy is now a bit more controlled compared to when he was younger. Because if this was the younger Percy, he would have totally he would have totally used his weapon, that is sarcasm, on her like the moment he met her. But now that he's older, I think he's like 18 or something, he knows how to hold back. He knows how to let Annabeth take care of the conversation. At least we can still hear his sarcasm in his thought, right? Alright. Chapter 8. I want my mommy! Yeah, that's the title. Don't blame me. Don't look at me. That's literally the title. I want my mommy. If nostalgia was the door back to youth, I felt like Hibby had opened that door and drop-kicked me through it. My entire body hurt. Muscles aged in my gut and back where I didn't even know I had muscles. My brain throbbed like it was too big for my skull. I lay flat on the floor, the carpet sticky and bristly against my arms. When I sat up, I felt both sluggish and too light, as if someone had given me a transfusion of liquid helium. Annabeth was laying on my left, just starting to steer. Grover was face down a few feet away, snoring into the rug. We were alive. We had not been turned into glitter or arcade tickets. Hebe had vanished. Something was wrong though. My hands felt stubby. My pants legs were too long. The cuffs pulled around my ankles. I didn't really understand what had happened until Annabeth groaned and sat up. She too was swimming in her two big clothes. Her face, well, Look, I would know Annabeth's face anywhere. I love her face, but this was a version of her I've never seen before, except in a few old pictures and dream visions. This was Annabeth, the way she looked soon after she'd arrived at Cloudlet. She regressed to about 8 years old. She rubbed her head and stared at me, her eyes going wide, then let out a curse that sounded strange coming from the mouth of a 3rd grader. He beyond this! Grover sat up and rubbed his head. His horn had shrunk to tiny stubs. His goatee was now a goatee. His fake feet and shoes had rolled away from his suddenly baby-sized hubs, and his shirt was so big it looked like a nightgown. I don't feel so good. He picked a string of cheese off his face, then looked at his hose and bowed. Oh no, I don't want to be a kid again! I didn't know if he meant the humankind or the god kind. Probably both. Tires mature half as fast as human. I remembered Grover telling me which meant multiply by 2, carry the 1 that you divide by... Okay, never mind. I saved the math for my homework if I ever got home again. Maybe we'll change back if we leave the building? Annabeth stood up shakily. It was strange seeing her as a younger girl. I had an irrational fear that she would yell, "Gross! Boy cooties!" and run away from me. Instead, she doubtfully, "Worth a try." We made our way back through the amusement center. When we passed the co-op, the chickens looked at us with renewed interest. I didn't even know chickens could look interested. But they cocked their heads and clucked and flapped their wings. So one of the chicks in particular, which had pink fluff around its eyes and beak, followed us along the fence, strutting and peeping. How rude, Grover said. What? She's threatening to tear the flesh from our bones. I glanced nervously at the chick. Okay, little killer, calm down, we're leaving. Sheesh! Suddenly, Grover rounded on me, lowered his head and butted me in the chest hard enough to push me back a step. Ow! I complained. Dude, why? Sorry. Grover rubbed his arm. I need to play. I'm practicing social dominance in the herd. He butted me in the chest again. This is going to get old real quick, I said. Right now, I love to get old real quick, Annabeth said. Let's just keep going. None of the other patrons paid us any attention. I guess we were just 3 more children in the crowd. I looked for Sparky or somebody else in the employee uniform, but I didn't see anyone. I tried to keep my focus on finding the exit, but every blinking light and beeping sound caught my attention and tempted me to try the games. It's hard having ADHD, but now I remember how much harder it had been when I was younger. Before I learned how to channel my focus, controlling my fidgeting, or for all practical purposes, even operate my own body. Being 8 years old again was terrifying. The idea that I might have to go all through those years again. I felt tears filling in my eye. I wanted my mommy. I pushed down the sense of panic as best as I could. The exit. Just find the exit. Ah! Percy, what is mommy? Ah! Sorry. Poor kid. No one tried to stop us. No one had changed the door. We simply stepped back into the afternoon sun like Times Square. And no, we were still kids. I grabbed Grover's arm to keep him from headbutting a street performers in a Mickey Mouse costume. So, what now? Annabeth asked, her voice tight. You can't just go home like this. When Annabeth asked for advice, I know things are bad. She's always the one with the plan. Also, home for her was a dorm room at Sony. SODNYC. She couldn't exactly show up 9 years younger. It'll be okay, I said. She scowled at me. You think so? Then you're a dummy! She pulled her palms to her temple. Sorry, Percy. I can't think straight. I think Hibby changed more than just how we look. I knew what she meant. I hadn't felt this panicky in a long time. It was like I'd eaten a combination of sugar and glass and I would either get cut to pieces or shake apart from the inside. I'm not doing 9 years all over again, I said. Let's go back in and find Hibby. And then what? And then what? Grover blitted. She might turn us into babies! Stop it! Annabelle said. No, you stop it, Maney! I'm not! I'm too! Guys! I grabbed their arms and held them apart. We can find this out. Back inside. Ugh. I was trying to be the reasonable one. Definitely a sign of apocalypse. I led them back into Hibby Davies, which was the last place I wanted to be. Almost immediately, we ran into Sparky, who looked much more cheerful without her wheel of prize tickets. Hi! Welcome to Hibby Davies, she said. Do you know your way around? We were just here, I said, except older. Then that doesn't narrow it down. She looked at us over more carefully. How much older? 50? 80? Seriously? Annabeth said. We asked you where Hibby was, Grover offered. You pointed us to the karaoke bar? Oh, right. You three. Okay, then, have a good time. Wait! Grover said. We need to see Hibby again. Sparky arched her eyebrow. What? You want to be even younger? When Hibby blesses you, you shouldn't get greedy. I'm 65 myself. It took me months of working here to get this young again. Of course, Sparky was another boomer, just a 9-year-old boomer. Oh my god. Hey guys, this sounds like a anime all over again. This sounds like anime. Woo! We don't want to get any younger, I said. We want Hibby to put us back the way we were. Sparky scowled. Hold on. Are you logging an age-based complaint? I didn't like the way this manager Kate Boomer was looking at me. Like she was going to bury me in 2-for-1 pizza coupons. Well, it's just... I think there's been a misunderstanding. You like to complain! Sparky pulled a bullhorn off her belt and announced to the entire arcade, we have an age-based complaint! The crowd erupted in cheers, hoots, and jeers. Many of them grinned at us in a malicious way, like they expected a good show. I said, nervously, of course. Unleash the predators! Sparky screamed. Let the chase begin! Bells clanged. Money changed hands. A few customers speculated as to who would fall first, me, Annabeth, or Grover. It didn't look like the odds were in my favor. My pulse pounded, but scanning the room, I couldn't see any bloodthirsty predators. We just want to talk to Hibby, I insisted. Sparky pointed her megaphone right in my face and nearly blasted my eyebrows off. Maybe you will, if you survive the race. Have fun! She lowered her bullhorn and strolled off. In the depths of the arcade, someone screamed, "Ah!" A chair went flying, a pinball machine toppled over, and Beth drew her knife, which looked bigger in her small hand. Grover yelped, "Here they come! I can smell them!" Smell what? I demanded. I don't see! Then I did. The chickens from the hen house were rampaging through the arcade. Normally I wouldn't use a the word rampage to describe poetry behavior, but these blades were pure feathered chaos. Dozens swarmed over the game cabinets and knocked over furniture, ripping the upholstery. With their claws and beaks, some flew over the heads of the customers, scarfing their hairdos. Others snapped hot dogs out of people's hands. The heebie-jeebies patrons didn't seem to mind. They squealed in delight as they ran from the apocalypse like those crowds at bull running events in Spain, as if they were thinking, these animals might kill me, but at least I'll die in a really cool way. The hands headed straight towards us, violence in their beady little eyes. I pulled out my ballpoint pen. These chickens want trouble? I'll give them trouble. Which was probably my worst heroic line ever. Even more embarrassing when I am kept riptide. It remained a ballpoint pen. No sword sprang into my hands. Oh, what the? Why? I screamed at the pen, which didn't help with my whole unheroic vibe. Maybe it doesn't work for kids? Grover suggested. You're too young now. Huh? You mean my sword has a childproof cap? Hey guys! Annabeth said, saving her knife. Argue later. Right now I have a different plan. Run! And that was chapter 8. Man, you mean my sword has a childproof pen? No, that's funny. I can't wait. How come Percy can't use Riptide when he's younger? It makes no sense. It makes no sense. Does that mean he has to at least be 12 years old to be able to use the sword? But 12 isn't that far from 8 years old. There's like only 4 years apart. They're still kids. Don't understand. ちょっとね、Sky wanna go toilet for a while. Toilet break. Okay, Sky's back. Alright, let's continue. Where were we? Alright, chapter 9. Chapter 9. The chickens draw first blood. The chicken draw first blood, Lamau. When people plays what is it, PUBG or something, or is it? It'll be like chicken dinner, but this time the chicken will be the one that's drawing the first blood. I see. If you never had to run through an arcade pursued by killer chickens, you want to trade lives for a while? Because seriously, you are welcome to have mine. I'm not gonna lie, I'm sick of this. The birds were small, but they were fast, vicious, and surprisingly strong for some reason. They stormed across the space in a wave of feathers and claws, shredding more... Wait. 9. Is 9 still? Oh no, what did he change? Yeah, let's go! Again. If you never had to run through an arcade pursued by killer chickens, you want to trade lives for a while? Because seriously, you are welcome to have mine. I'm already fed up with this anyways. The birds were small, but they were fast, vicious, and surprisingly strong. They stormed across the space in a wave of feathers and claws, shredding more furniture, scattering the customers, and driving up the high scores on the Dance Revolution machines. The whole time, their unblinking eyes stayed fixed on us, their beaks and talons gleaming like polished steel. I've heard stories of people staging Rooster's fight, putting Razor's blade on the first feet for extra damage because people do terrible things, I know. But these hands were even scarier. They were killing machines, neutral, and they looked like they really enjoyed their job. Hey, is that a reference to our Ayam Kampong fight? Ayo. Percy was fast, but the chickens were faster. In his defense, he's 8 years old right now, so... Yeah! Sampung Ayam! Woo! I can't believe there's a reference to our culture! For real. That's so cool! Okay. My 8-year-old's legs were not up to the chase. I've never been a great runner, and now I was falling behind Annabeth and Grover. Hooray! Annabeth yelled back at me like I hadn't thought of that. Over here! She bolted towards the play structure with big plastic gold tubes. I wanted to ask what her plan was, but I was already out of breath. Guys, grab that table! She pointed to a high cafe table, the kind you stand around to mingle at the fancy party or whatever. It took me only a second to understand why she wanted it, but now we had enough adventures together that I was usually only a few steps behind Annabeth's thought process, rather than a few days. Grover grabbed the top, I grabbed the pedestal base. It was heavy, and I wasn't nearly as strong as a feral chicken, but we managed to lug the table over to the entrance of the play structure. Annabeth splashed into the tunnel first, then Grover and I followed, pulled the base of the table in behind us like we were corking a bottle. The circular tabletop was just big enough to block the entrance, leaving no room for chickens. A moment later, the flock slammed into the play structure, marking the plastic tube shutters. The chickens screamed in outrage. But for a moment, we were safe. How long until they figure out there are other ways into the tube? I asked. Not long. Annabeth's eye blazed with intensity. I could see how afraid she was, but I also knew she lived for this situation. She was at her most Annabeth, but she was thinking her way out of an impossible predicament. That was good, because we tended to have a lot of those. Why chickens? I grumbled. Of all the animals! Would you prefer jaguars? She asked. It's because of Hibby's temples, Grover said, chewing his knuckle. The priestess is always hands and chicks. Roosters were kept in Hercules' temple, and birds only got together on Hibby's holy day. Oh right, Annabeth said. Hibby's married to Hercules when he became a god. She shuddered. I almost feel sorry for her. Hold up, wait a second. Grover, I said. How do you know about the hen rooster thing? Take care. anymore, he said miserably. He sponsors daycare centers for youngsters. We used to sing Happy the Holy Hand every morning. Suddenly I have a new theory about why satyrs age half as fast as humans. But I decided this might not be the moment to discuss it. But anyways. You're a member of the Council of Cloven Elders. Can't you, like, ask the chicken to, like, back off? I can try. He blessed something in girl's ear. The chicken slammed into the play structure with even more force. The steely beak punctured the plastic between my legs. Hey! I guess that's no. Grover said. Heavy's holiday. Annabeth mused. Baby chicks. I frowned. What are you thinking? Some kind of distraction? I don't have any roosters handy. No, but there were chicks in that coop. So? I yelled as another beak almost gave me a thigh piercing. So, we need to get back to the coop and grab a chick. Killer hens are chasing us, Grover said. And you want us to run to their coop and steal their babies? Yes, and then run again. She raised her hand defensively. Percy, I know you're going to say this is a terrible idea. This is a terrible idea. But you have to trust me. Let's go. This is a terrible idea. This is a terrible idea, Annabeth. She crawled deeply into the play tube. I grumbled under my breath and followed. As much as I hated her idea, I had none of my own, and I did trust her. The tunnel angled upwards until we were crawling just below the ceiling. I glanced out one of the plexiglass bubble windows and saw most of the flock still running around on the floor, squawking angrily. A few of the smarter birds had figured out that, hey, they had wings! Some flapped up and body checked the play tube. Others ran along the top, pecking at the plastic, but so far they hadn't figured out how to get to us. We stopped at a T. Grover, go left. Annabeth said, distract the flock with Percy and I go right and make a break for the coop. We'll rendezvous back at the karaoke bar. Do I get to say this? Did I get to say that this is a terrible idea? Grover asked. Just do your best. Annabeth said, you're the fastest runner. You're also the only one who speaks chicken. Technically, chicken isn't a distinct language, though many animals' dialects sounds just like chicken, Grover said. Dude, just yell at them, I suggested. Do you know any foul insults? This is a family amusement center, where they are trying to kill us for complaining. Good point, Grover said. I will insult the chickens. He shouldered past me and crawled down the left-hand tunnel, his hoof moving like Cloven pistol. Let's go, Annabeth said in her best squad leader voice, and off we went to the right-hand tube. We slid down the bendy straw tubes and plunged into a ball pit, which wasn't great for making a quick escape. Fortunately, the chickens were preoccupied. At the opposite end of the play structure, Grover had emerged in all his insult-flinging glory and was bounding across the ski ball machines, throwing the wooden balls behind him, making the hands trip and weave. I remembered some myth about a woman throwing gold apples behind her to slow down guys who were chasing her. Ski ball seems to work pretty well too, huh? Grover yelled. Judging by how much this enraged the flock, it must have been a scathing comment about chicks' mothers. Grover disappeared into the arcade, followed by most of the poultry's mob. Keep up! Annabeth waded through the ball pit, holding her hands above her head like she didn't want her non-existent rifle to get wet. Meanwhile, I kept my ball point bent handy. which I guess would have been super useful if the chickens had decided they wanted an autograph. Whatever you do, Annabeth warned, don't hurt the hens. They're still Hebe's sacred animals. That's my top priority. Not hurting the chickens. I'm serious, he said. This will only work if we don't make Hebe even angrier. This is only book 6 and this has been wild so far. Hello, welcome to the stream. Hello. I don't know what Annabeth's plan was or how it would work, but you can file that under I had no better ideas, which was already a pretty thick folder. Annabeth climbed out of the ball pit and offered me a hand. I'd like to say I got out gracefully. Well, I didn't. I shook about a dozen plastic balls out of my big pants cuffs and scraped a half-chewed cheeseburger off the bottom of my shoe. I wondered what else might be slowly turning into fossil fuel at the bottom of that ball pit. Probably a bunch of demigods who had dared to lodge age-based complaints. Hopefully it's not us next. Coop, Annabeth said, and took off running. Even as an 8-year-old, she had more single-mindedness than I ever would, which might have bothered me if I had the bandwidth to focus on it. We found the chicks in the coop, right where we left them. They didn't look happy about missing out on the chase when Sparky had unleashed the predators. The chickens, by the way. She apparently triggered a control that rolled the chicken wire fence down exactly halfway low enough for the adult hens to jump over, but too high for the baby chicks to clear. I guess this was Hibby's version of an amusement park ride sign. You have to be this tall to murder your customers! Woo! And the best studied the chicks, which were running in circles, stomping in the straws and hurling untranslatable insults in our direction. The chick I noticed earlier with the pink fluff on her face seems particularly angry. She was peeping at the top of her tiny lungs. Hello, gomen nasai. Nihongo wakarimasen desu. Nihongo wakarimasen. Even hiragana, small. I understand small. Yeah. Turn Sky into a plushie. Wow, no, how dare you? Hey yo, copy. Give. Where's the royalties? Royalties! Give me royalties for real. But anyways, the chick I noticed earlier with the pink fluff on her face seems particularly angry. She was peeping at the top of her tiny lungs. Percy, how do you know it's a she? Hey yo, Percy. Probably the pink fluff or something. I hope I can catch one. Annabeth muttered mostly to herself. Before I could say for... Wait, choto ne? Okay. Before I could say for a wise girl that does not seem like a wise move, she reached into the coop. Ow! Lil Killer had bitten her finger and clamped on. Annabeth yanked her hand back, shaking the fluffy little chick around like a sock with static cling, but Lil Killer refused to let go. Remember not to hurt her, I said. Really helpful, Percy, Annabeth grumbled. Blood dripped from her finger, but she cupped her free hand around the chick, holding it against her chest so it wouldn't get away, assuming it ever got tired of the taste of human flesh. Let's get to the karaoke bar. Is one chick enough? I asked. If you're jealous, you can have this one. She's kinda cute for a killer chicken, you know? From across the arcade came the sudden roar of customer cheering, hands screeching, "Fuck! Fuck!" and one panicked satyr yelling, "Incoming!" Blah! How quickly I've forgotten the herd of holy chickens that wanted to tear us apart, huh? Annabeth and I raced for the karaoke bar, though with my newly youngified legs, it was more of a waddled. I didn't even have the time or energy to make the diving pool explode as we ran by. Grover reached the lounge at the same time we did. He had feathers stuck in his fur, and the back of his shirt was shredded like he's been rolling around on a really dangerous mattress. Whoa, that was super fun. He wheezed. Get the doors! And Annabeth said. Grover and I grabbed the big mahogany panels and started sliding them together. Why the karaoke bar had its own partitions, I wasn't sure. Maybe to protect the rest of the centers from the music, or to create private event space from birthday parties or intimate interrogation sessions. But you know what? I'm just gonna leave it at that. We just closed the door when the flock slammed against them. The hens squawked in outrage. The mahogany panels shuddered and creaked. I couldn't imagine they hold for long under a full chicken non-salt. Those chickens. Wow. Truly holy. What now, Grover asked, gasping for breath. He looked so young and terrified that I felt bad for getting a little kid like him into this situation. Oh yeah, but then I remember I was also a little kid just like him. Now comes the hard part, Annabeth said. That was the easy part! I demanded. Annabeth winched as she yanked Lil Killer off her finger and set the chick on the floor. Lil Killer ruffled her blood-speckled feathers. She looked up at us with her shiny black eyes, peeped in a smug sort of way like, yeah, you best put me down, then wandered off contentedly, packing pizza crumbs off the carpet. Annabeth wrapped the napkin around her wounded finger. This karaoke part is Heather's temple, right? Her innocentum? I usually didn't associate those words with karaoke's bar, but I nodded anyway. And on Hibby's holy days, petitioners used to come to her altar. Annabeth continued. Oh, that's right, Grover said. They asked forgiveness and Hibby will give them sanctuary. But this isn't her holy day, is it? I asked. No way we could have that. No way we could be that lucky. Probably not, Annabeth said. But we'll have to try. The dawn shuddered, bending inward under the weight of the evil poetry. Grover! Annabeth said, do what you can to barricade the doors. Percy and I will look for the right song. Song? I asked. You're not really talking about Shallow Duet, are you? No, an apology song, Seaweed Brain. We begged Hibby for forgiveness. Once she shows, we ask for sanctuary and a second chance. What if he refuses, though? Annabeth looked at Lil Killer. Then I hope Plan Chick works. Otherwise, we're deader than dead. Yo, Percy, let's go. Alright, guys. Chapter 10. The last chapter for the night. Are you ready? Let's see if Percy and Annabeth and Grover will be able to solve their current predicaments in regard to being chased by killer chickens. Yes, chicken, guys. I mean, it could be worse, like Annabeth said. It could be jaguars, right? Okay, chapter 10. My singing makes things worse, and everyone's is totally shocked by it. Wow. Gotta love those Annabeth pet talks. They always boils down to if A equal to B, it goes to okay. If A not equal to B, equals to dead. Simple, right? I didn't know why we addicted Lil Killer or what Annabeth planned to do with her, but I hope it wouldn't come to Plan Chick. Unfortunately, that meant I had to pin my hopes on Plan Percy Sings, which sounded like just as likely to get us murdered. Really, I have lost hope in humanity. While Grover piled furniture in front of the doors, Annabeth and I ran to the stage and fired up the karaoke machine. There is a statement I never thought I would have made. Wow. Lil Killa made herself at home, rummaging under the tables of crumbs, moldy pizza, or fresh fingers to bite. At least she's a good trash can. Annabeth scowled at the karaoke screen. Is there a search function on this? Maybe I could cross-reference apology and forgiveness. Sorry, not sorry, I suggested. Percy! Okay, I racked my brains. What's the song where that one dude sings like, I didn't mean to hurt you and make you cry? We didn't actually make Hibby cry. Oh wait, you mean the John Lennon song, Chalice Guy? I guess. Did you just call John Lennon that one dude? Whatever! See if they have the song. The chickens were at the gate, slamming against the panels, rattling the frames, perforating the mahogany with big-sized holes. Grover huffed and puffed as he dragged tables over to block the entrance. But there was only so much one pre-adolescent satyrs could do. I was about to go over and help him when Annabeth said, Found it! She punched a button and the first bar of Jealous Guy started to play. I wasn't sure whether to feel relief or not. Now I had to sing the song and I can't sing. You want to take the lead? Oh no, Annabeth said. You're the one who made Hibby mad. Me? That was all of us! 90% you, though. Only 90% though! I'm improving! Grover wedged another table against the door. Just crank up the music, we'll both back you up! The teleprompter started scrolling and Annabeth handed me the mic. That's another statement I never thought I'd make. I remembered the song from my childhood. My mom had played it all the time, even though it made her cry. I hate to see my mom cry, which is why it had stuck in my head. Looking back, I'm not sure if the song had made her think of Poseidon or if she was playing it as a suggestion on my first stepdad. Like, perhaps you should apologize for being you. If it was later, Smelly Gobby never got the message, I guess. The song started out slow, like a funeral dirge. As soon as I started mumbling the verse, the chickens battered against the doors even harder. No doubt they realized I had to be stopped at all costs before a perfectly good song was tortured to death. It didn't help that I had my squeaky 8-year-old voice back. Hey! That was another thing I didn't miss about elementary school. Woo! Annabeth helped, quotation mark, full sarcastic air quotes by the way, by warbling all the words half a beat behind me. This is how you know you've found true love. When your significant other is just as bad at singing as you are. I got to the chorus and yelled, "This one for you, Heavy!" I'd also like to point out that when I typed chorus just now, it initially auto-corrected to curse, which seems right, you know. But anyways, hurt you, I muttered, cry, jealous, oh yeah! Our chick friend Lil Kill scurried under the corner booth too high. She peeked out at me with an offended look as if she was thinking I'm 2 days old and I could sing better than that. What a chick. By the second verse, Annabeth was getting into it. She threw her arm around me and belted out that she too was just a jealous man. Her enthusiasm improved the song by -5%. Finally, as we launched into the second chorus curse, a whirlwind of glitter and prize tickets materialized in the middle of the dance floor. Hibby appeared, her fingers wedged in her ears. Stop it! Stop it already! The karaoke machine died. Lil Killa disappeared back under the booth. The door stopped shaking as the army of chickens cased its assault. Oh, great and extremely young Hibby! Oh, great and extremely young Hibby, I said. We are so sorry! especially Percy. Annabeth said, I am 90% of the sorry. I agree. Please forgive us. Hibby glared. If that song was supposed to be an apology, you should direct it to John Lennon. Please grant a sanctuary from your wrathful hands, Grover called from the doors. And please return us to our proper ages, Annabeth said. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Hibby teeted her hands in a timeout sign. First you desecrate my karaoke machine, then you barrage me with requests. Why should I return you to your former ages? Because I felt it. Because you are generous and good, and also super young. We are petitioners of your altar, Annabeth said. Your holiest of holy karaoke stages, Grover said. Most sacred of disco boogie Venus. I mean venues. Hibby stared at him. Too much? Grover asked. Well, all we want is to live here in peace at our normal ages, so we can spread the word about the wonders and terrors of the hibby-jibbies. And with a little information about the killers of the gods, please, I said. Annabeth kicked me in the chin, but it was too late. Hibby bared her teeth. There it is again! That insolence! That slander! Perhaps I did not send you far enough back into your childhood. Forgive him! Annabeth cried. I noticed her gaze kept drifting to the corner booth where Lil Killer was hiding. But if she was waiting for the chick to launch a sneak attack on the goddess, I didn't like our chances. We're gonna lose. We would never try to run out the clock on you, Annabeth added. That last part was meant for me, even at 8 years old, even being not the sharpest ballpoint pen in the box. I could tell that much. Annabeth was calling for time, but why? It's true, I said. Clocks are bad. Hibby's hairdo seems to be curling tighter as if forming a protective helmet against traumatic injuries like listening to us talk. Was it my imagination, or was she also getting shorter? You are spouting nonsense, she said. Exactly, Annabeth agreed. He does that a lot. That's why you must forgive him. Must? Should. Might. Could, if you happen to be so inclined. Please, so goddess, Annabeth said. Hibby stomped her go-go boots, which now come up to her hips like weathers. You are all so yucky! She was shrinking before our eyes. Her midi dress became a maxi dress. The paisley hems puddling around her ankles. Her cheeks filled out with baby fat. What is happening? She shook her now tiny fist. I don't like it! She looked younger than we were now. Maybe 7 years old. Her eyes kept the very wrathful glare, but her voice had and I just sucked helium's quickie that made it hard to take her seriously. Don't look at me like that, she cried, her lips quivering. You're a big dummy! But I couldn't help staring, so I just stared. She shrank to kindergarten size, then became a toddler. Even Lil Killer peeked out from her hiding place to watch. Finally, I understood Blank Chick! Hibby always had to be the youngest one in the room. Her powers were reacting to the presence of the chick. As a goddess, she should have been able to stop the process, but I guess it caught her by surprise, or maybe making her older just went against her nature. She fell over, unable to walk. She started to crawl towards me like she wanted to grab my ankle, but then she fell sideways, screaming, squirming, and began to bawl. The goddess of youth was now the youngest in the room, a cranky newborn with a bright red face. What just happened? Grover asked. Annabeth strolled over and picked up the baby, swaddling her in Hibby's paisley dress. Lil Killers pulled juniority on Hibby. Annabeth tickled the goddess chin. You are so adorable. Hebe squirmed and grunted. She tried to bite Annabeth's finger, but she didn't have any teeth. Now hold on, Annabeth told the baby. I know you're fussy, but I'm sure you're not making an age-based complaint, are you? The chicken wouldn't like that. Baby Hebe became very still. Great, Annabeth said. Then here's what I suggest. We agree that some young ages are just too young. Then we remove Lil Killer from the room so you can age yourself back up to at least elementary school. Then you accept our apologies, but you back to our and put us back to our normal ages. Tell us whatever you know about the Chalice of the gods, and we all go our separate ways. Gurgle once for yes, poop yourself. Stream okay? Are you guys here? Yes? Okay, nice. Sorry, I'm not saying it's a big deal. Don't worry about it. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. Thank you so much for coming by, though. That's all that matters. Okay, so where were we? Alright. Sky, go back, yeah? Grover, she said. Annabeth said, by the way. Will you ask Lil Killer to return to her pen, please? Grover made a couple of blatting noises. Blah, blah, blah. Lil Killer peeped at us, probably saying thank you for the assignment and crumbs and blood. Then trotted to the doors and wriggled through one of the beak holes the hens had made. Judging from the clucking sounds outside, the hens welcomed the chick as a conquering hero, Lamau. Then their cackling got fainter as they retreated to their pen. I suppose Lil Killer had spread the word that we were agreed upon a ceasefire. Immediately, Hebe began to grow. Annabeth quickly sat her down. We watched the baby fast-forwarded into a kindergartner, then a 5th grader, and finally stood before us as the angriest-looking high schooler I'd ever seen. You three, she growled. We apologize, Great Hebe, and ask for your sanctuary, Annabeth said. And information, I added. Annabeth elbowed me. Ouch! Please, I added. The goddess palm. She snapped her fingers and suddenly we were all our normal ages again. You're lucky I like John Lennon, the goddess muttered. Sit and I will tell you what I know, but you aren't going to like it. And we're done! That was... Sorry guys, that was the last one. Last chapter 10. Last one would be the sentence, you're lucky I like John Lennon, the goddess muttered. Sit and I will tell you what I know, but you aren't going to like it. Pachi Pachi! We are at chapter 11. Wow! Sky, read to you guys. 92 pages! 92 pages, oh my god! For 3 hours! So, do you guys appreciate my reading? Non-existent ability, but you know. But you know. So, what do you guys think of the story? What do you guys think? Well, let me take a look up. What do you guys think? Was it good? Do you guys understand? I hope my reading skills is not that bad. I mean, Sky did stumble a few here and there. When can we buy the audiobook Sky version? What? You don't need to buy the audiobook Sky version. Just watch this VOD again. Just watch this VOD again and you'll hear me talk about it. Although there are a bit of commentary as Sky read. But hey, that adds Sky personality in, right? Yeah. I mean, you guys might not know, but sometimes Sky adds a little bit of commentary here and there, you know? Yeah, like how things happen. Also, I love the chicken. I love that chicken scene. I don't know why. It's so funny. And also, Annabeth and Percy and Grover at 8 years old are... They're so cute! I You guys should read the first book to know how unhinged he is at 12. I guess 8-year-old South Percy Jackson is a bit more reasonable, or maybe because the other two are just that unreasonable that he just seemed reasonable. Yeah. The reaction spice things up for real, for real. Do you guys like the edit soundtrack in the background though? If it's too distracting, Sky can discard it for the next storytelling stream. But if it's okay, then I might find more soundtrack for the next 10 pages. Oh, wait, the beat! I didn't know it was too loud. No, Adoy, you should have told me earlier. I thought it was already very soft because this is my normal BGM sound. Yeah. But anyway, guys, thank you. It's not that loud anymore. Okay. But anyway, guys, I hope this got you guys interested in what's going to happen next. This is just their first adventure. Their first adventure is turning into 8 years old and being chased by chicken. Man, only Percy Jackson, only he can say something like that. But I hope you guys enjoyed my reading session. And if you're interested, please check out Percy Jackson series. Totally worth your while. If you're an avid reader, I hope you guys like it, okay? Yeah. But what about the series though? From which book it's adapted? Huh? What do you mean from which book it's adapted? What do you mean? What does that mean? Oh, the series! Oh! I thought the series book. Alala. Hello, Dangdam. Dangdam. Welcome to the stream. Welcome. Bye-bye. The series followed the first book, The Lightning Thief. Yeah, they followed the whole Lightning Thief. So, you get to see how unhinged Percy is. Yeah. And then this is the 6th book, by the way. So it's okay, guys. It's not really a spoiler. I mean, it is kind of a spoiler, but this little sneak peeks to the prequels is what make people interested to buy the prequels, right? Right. This is how I discovered Percy Jackson, by the way. Sky beat the 3rd book because I thought the movie followed the 1st and 2nd book. So I just bought the 3rd book and read the 3rd book, and then it mentioned that Percy was like what? He was like 14 years old, and I was like, huh? 14 years old? On the 3rd book? On the 3rd book is 14 years old. Nani kari? And then I thought he was like 16, 17. I was like, did he regress? And then Sky opened, like, I saw a summary of the 1st book and it says that 12-year-old, and I was like, oh well, clearly I'm missing something here. So yeah, after that, Sky bought the 1st book and then read, and it was like, best decision of my life, but worst timing of my life as well, because Sky found Percy Jackson when it was like at the big final exam, like a very important test coming up, and Sky was like obsessed with Percy Jackson, and I beat Percy Jackson only, and I didn't even study. It's okay, guys. I still pass. But unfortunately, I could have done better probably if I was not obsessed with Percy Jackson. But hey, at least it awakens my love for reading. If it weren't for Percy, I would not love reading. I would prefer mathematics. Normally, you would read the book, then comes to the movie. I thought it was a movie first, ma, and then the books. I don't know. I wasn't much of a media consumer at the time. Sky was like a normal kid that plays in the park. I was like a super normal, energetic kid that plays in the park, take care of Yon-chan and Sun-kun, you know. Yeah. Until Sky was like at least 115 or something, and then Sky touched the internet for the first time. Yeah, but even then I only watch videos, so I don't read. I don't like to read, guys. A long time ago, I really hate to read. I never touched a book in my life. So more normie than us. Yeah, I'm more normie than you guys. I ride the bike. I went jogging. Yeah, I go play with the neighbor's kid. I learned their names. We go to school together. We play teacups and make believes houses. Bro, play hopscotch and hopscotch and Sleeper Braton. I go hiking and visit island. That's what I'm saying. When we're younger, we're more of a normie. Now that we're older, we're all just weird in a very unique way. That's the nicest way I can say it. It's okay, guys. I accept you as who you are. Deal with this. But anyway, everyone, that will be it for my storytelling session. I will be continuing another 10 chapters for the next stream. I don't know when, but hopefully it'll not be too long or too far into the future. So, with that being said, here's the question. For those who listen to Sky stream carefully, what is your most favorite scene in the first 10 chapters of Percy Jackson, the Careless of the Guys? Sky would love to know. My favorite is, of course, that part. It's that part with the chickens, and they were fighting about how to defeat the chickens. And that part is hilarious. Also, the ballpoint. When the ballpoint had a childproof cap. I just like, bruh. Watch as I comment chickens. The chickens! Oh, don't forget the part where the chicken curses. Good thing we don't understand chicken, huh? The chicken probably called us like Makahija or something. Yeah, it sounds like a chicken language, you know? Your mother is green. Sounds about right. I mean, the little killer has like pink fluffy around the eyeballs, right? Yeah. But anyway, I'll see you guys again tomorrow on Twitch. I'll be playing something. Maybe it was called The Lamb. And I hope you guys like my rendition of my reading, my storytelling in loli voice. Gomenasai, I can't be cool like Percy's actual voice. But with that being said, thank you, Cloudlet, for all your precious time. Subscribe and follow, like. I like to say goodbye. This is Sky. You are mine. I set you free. So see you next time. Bye bye, everyone. Dane. Also Sky. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Oyasumi nasai yo. Yane. Let's go. Blah!